1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 Okay. Let me clear my throat. You are listening to, you are in tune to Boxing Talk with Raphie. Are we on 267? 267. Let me turn up the beat just a little bit so you can catch a little flavor to savor. Let me turn it up just for your delectation. Ain't it funky now? Okay, enough of that. Don't want to get you, don't want you dancing around your handbags. Okay. Disputed. These two met in the Olympics. And Katie Taylor won. And she did it again on Saturday night with her barrages, with her 3-punch and 4-punch combination. Funny guy. With her 3-punch and 4-punch combinations, Katie Taylor once again emerged victorious. Dang, I forgot Andy Ruiz is on the list. Okay, so what did I think of it? I'm not going to talk about it too long because we did it on the live show. If you didn't catch the live show, go back and check the live show because we covered this fight live and a bunch of other fights live. So I'll just tickle this real quick because we already done it. But Katie Taylor, yeah, the only way we really, congratulations to Katie Taylor. She did it again. As I anticipated, I said she would win. Simple reason being she puts the punches together, 3-punch, 4-punch combinations. And she has 2 minutes within which to do so. So she uses those 2 minutes to get that work in. However, towards the latter part of the fight, Katie Taylor slowed somewhat and allowed Natasha Jonas to get back in it. But the problem is that for the first half of each round, Katie Taylor just had the gas tank to do them 3-punch, 4-punch combinations. And 3-punch, 4-punch combinations. My bad. Un momento. Mommy, slow your tempo. Where is the invite? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so she got those 3-punch, 4-punch combinations going. 2-minute rounds, don't have time to get tired. So, if you want to see the fullest of skills of these ladies, then you're really going to have to go up to 2.5 minute rounds minimum. There's an argument to say that the ladies shouldn't have the same amount of minutes in a round or the same amount of rounds as men. I've heard the argument put to me. Apparently, allegedly, women are more susceptible to concussions. That's what I heard. But here's the problem. In the UFC, women have the exact same amount of minutes in a round, and they have the exact same amount of rounds in a fight as the men. Over the UFC, it's 5-minute rounds. And for the average fight, for the normal fight, it's 3 rounds. It's 3 5-minute rounds for a normal fight. But for a championship fight, it goes up to 5 5-minute rounds, both for men and for the woman. So I believe that really, if you want to see the fullness of these women, you're going to have to push them up to a minimum of 2.5 minutes. Push them up to a minimum of 2.5 minutes and see how they fare. That is something we're going to have to do. I wasn't in favor of it, now change my mind, because I think it's skewing the results of these fights. What would have happened if those rounds were 3 minutes? I put it to you. that the fight might have looked somewhat different. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat, very different. Okay, got a nice cold beverage. Got a nice cold beverage in me. Okay. In comes the man like the H-Mo-9. H-Mo-9, how do you do?
Yo, what's good, Raphie, man? Thanks for having me once again on the platform. I'm here to break down the week of fights. You know, Andy Ruiz got the victory, but in the process, he got dropped by.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Did you see
Okay.
Natasha Jones? Did you see Natasha Jones?
No, I don't think I watched that fight. I missed that one, but I heard it was a close fight with Katie Taylor. That's what I predicted, a close fight. To Natasha Jonas, she's been very competitive against Harper and also against Katie Taylor. I think she will be a champion one day, to be honest with you.
Yeah, she's up there in age. I think she's about 32 or something, maybe 33. But talking about Natasha Jonas, but what's her name? Taylor, Katie Taylor. She's 31. Katie Taylor's 31. Did you know that? Did you know she was up there? Did you know she was 31?
Yes, I knew that. She's a very good fighter. She can box, but I think she is beatable, though. I don't think she's on the level of a Clarissa Shields. I got Clarissa Shields as the number one women's fighter in boxing, and I got Katie Taylor under her. I think Katie Taylor, she's very good, but I do see flaws in her game, and I think she will get beat. She will eventually
Do you
get
think
beat.
she's gonna get? Do you think Shields is gonna get past what's her name?
Savannah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Shields as the number one fighter in women's boxing. Savannah Marshall, very good. She trains with Peter Fury, of course. Very powerful. She beat Clarissa Shields in the amateurs. She's the only person to ever beat Clarissa Shields. I think it's a very good fight. I think her height will give Clarissa Shields some problems and her punching power, but I think Shields is just too slick, too quick. Her reflexes is too good, and she's a superior boxer. But Savannah Marshall can box as well. She has a lot of skills, but I think Shields is she's better, to be honest.
Who's the heavier puncher between the two?
Savannah Marshall has more power.
Yeah. What's the holdup? What's the holdup with Clarissa Shields, except in the Savannah Marshall fight? Because Eddie Hearn's made some offers, but she don't seem like she wanted.
She wants it. Clarissa Shields. She said she wants it. She wants to fight Savannah Marshall. Eddie Hearn, he always said he sent an offer. I remember Eddie Hearn said he sent Gervonta Davis an offer to fight Tevin Farmer. He sent Charlo an offer to fight Demetrius Andrade. You sending all these offers, but you're not making any of these big fights. You sent Tyson Fury offer and this and that, but you sent Deontay Wilder offer. You're not making no big fights. So, Eddie Hearn, he's a very good promoter. He pays fighters a lot of money. I appreciate what he does for the sport of boxing, but he has not give us the super fights. He does a lot of talking, but he doesn't make enough fights happen, Raphie. It's easy to dress nice and talk a good game, but are you going to give us the big fights? Clarissa Shields is willing to fight. As long as the money is right, the business side of things are correct, she's willing to fight anybody.
No, she wants a king's ransom, or she wants a queen's ransom. All of a sudden, she'll settle for this and that over in the States. But when it comes to Savannah Marshall, all of a sudden, she wants to break the bank. Well, I tell you what, how many thousand people watched her last show? It was a pay-per-view. A couple thousand people. It was abysmal. Listen, I don't blame Clarissa Shields. I don't blame her. Marshall might be a bit much. It might be a bit much. So Clarissa Shields can do what Deontay Wilder didn't, just stay over there and picking up them small checks.
Boxing is a business at the end of the day. Boxing is a business. No matter what I say or what you say, boxing is a business. We see Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. It won't happen. It's business. What's
not going to happen? What's not going to happen?
Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua said the fight ain't going to happen. It fell apart. We know
who says it fell apart.
I seen reports coming from certain YouTube channels. I seen reports saying that the fight
Listen,
It won't happen.
until you hear it over here that the fight's off. The fight is on.
Okay, well, with that being said, we
Yeah.
know that Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, the fight hasn't happened. So just because the fight is not going to happen now doesn't mean Clarissa Shields don't want the fight. She said that she does want the fight, and Eddie Hearn should pay her what she deserves because this is the biggest.
Why don't Salita pay her what she deserves?
Let me say this, because this is the biggest fight in the history of women's boxing: Savannah Marshall versus Clarissa Shields. So she deserves to get paid what she's worth, Raphie.
Ah, dear. Well, so let Salita pay her. He's a promoter, you know what I'm saying? So let Salita pay her. Sponsors won't go near Shields. Listen, Shields or Fury. You see, Shields and Fury, they got a problem. They got a public image problem. They're not very appealing. They're not very, Tyson Fury the other day, when he was talking to Eddie Hearn via some message with a mouthful of obscenities, saying you are a this, you are a that, you are a this, you are a that. How can you have a world champion who's got a mouth full of obscenities? What's that all about?
Because he could fight. This is boxing. It's about
if you had kids, would you let them listen to a man with a potty mouth like that?
I mean, kids are listening to worse. They're listening to rap music. They're listening to worse things than that. So, to be honest with you, it's not about what he says outside the ring. This is boxing. It's about what you can do inside the ring. And Tyson Fury showed us that he's the best heavyweight in the world by beating Deontay Wilder, who was ranked #1, and also beating Vladimir Klitschko, who was a champion for 11 years. He is the superior boxer. Now, at least he does talking. I haven't heard AJ say a word. So he's acting like a robot, and Eddie Hearn does all the talking for him.
Well, come on now. Let's not be silly now. AJ said plenty.
Like what? What did he say?
What
On
did
Pro
he say?
B's interview? He did one interview with Pro B's. That's all I heard from him. Shout out to Pep Talk UK. That's all I heard from him.
He said multiple things. He said he's complimented Eddie Hearn on his hard work. He said he can't wait to bash up, knock Tyson Fury cold. I mean, what more do you want from the man? But anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that.
Okay, one more point. I heard AJ, pro AJ channels, they say AJ don't do no talking. So, I mean, would you want a heavyweight champion of the world to be quiet like a church mouse, or do you want them to be outspoken like Muhammad Ali or like a Tyson Fury?
Well, I don't want to hear Tyson Fury's potty mouth. That's for sure. He can't keep a civil mouth in his tongue. Then that's that. AJ talks and AJ trains as he should do, like a Spartan. AJ is a true man. A man, less words. Yeah.
Exactly. He lets Eddie Hearn do all his talking. Why don't he?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's false. That's a false narrative.
That's what he said. A man of less words. See,
that's a false narrative. He talks, but there's a time for everything. There's a time to talk and a time to zip it. You know what I'm saying? There's a time for everything. What's going on? Okay, so we're not gonna linger. It's not about Fury and Joshua today. It's about the fights in the weekend and the fights that we're looking forward to seeing. But first things, where am I going to start? There's too much topics. I'm confused. Okay, let's start with Chris Arreola. Yeah, go ahead. Go lead out. Well, I'll lead out.
Thank you, Raphie. Thank you. Yes, let's stay on these heavyweights.
Yeah, let me lead out. Let me lead out with the Chris with the Chris Arreola and the hold on, I'm trying to do something at the same time. It's okay, it's in hand. The Chris Arreola and the what do you call him? What's that fella's name?
Andy Ruiz.
Andreas Ponce. Let's give him his proper title. Andreas the Ponce Ruiz. That's his name, Andreas Ponce. Okay, so saw that fight. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. Don't I have it somewhere here? Don't I have it on the? Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, there it is. Anyway, okay. So what I saw and what you saw was that it was an interesting fight. We've been waiting for Andreas Andreas Ruiz. Where's my mouse? There. Boom. We've been waiting for him to show himself. He's been out of the ring for what, 18 months? Yeah, 18 months. And let me drop that and let me bring this up. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so we've been waiting to see him for 18 months. Finally, he appears. He reemerges, and what we saw was that he got dropped. He got dropped in the the second round. It was the second round. He got dropped, and but he got back up again. But yeah, it's crazy to see Andreas the Punch Ruiz getting dropped by Chris Arreola. That was some madness. What do you make of that? What do you make of that?
I'm happy. I mean, thank you for staying in the heavyweight division. Now, I was disappointed in Andy Ruiz's performance. Now, we can start off by Andy Ruiz saying he was in the best shape of his life. It really didn't make a difference, to be honest with you. Now, Chris Arreola, who's over 40 years old, who's been knocked out plenty of times, and Andy Ruiz struggled with Chris Arreola, who's over 40 years old. Chris Arreola dropped Andy Ruiz in the second round. In the third round, he hurt him some more. Andy Ruiz got buckled plenty of times in this fight. So now Andy Ruiz is really starting to look like the next Buster Douglas to me. You know, if we've got the next Buster Douglas and Andy Ruiz, we like to call him a one-hit wonder. You know, a one-hit wonder who had one good performance against Anthony Joshua. And it just shows me that Anthony Joshua lost to this overrated fighter, Andy Ruiz, who never beat a top 10 heavyweight in his career and then comes on a 5-week notice to knock out Anthony Joshua. What this shows me is that Anthony Joshua is really not that great of a heavyweight if he lost to Chris Arreola. Now, as far as Andy Ruiz, where was the power that knocked out Anthony Joshua? You couldn't even knock out Chris Arreola, who's been stopped by Bermane Stiverne. So Bermane Stiverne, who gets no credit at all, knocked out Chris Arreola, well, a younger and fresher Chris Arreola, and Andy Ruiz couldn't even stop this guy, you know, that's 40-something years old, but he was able to stop Anthony Joshua. Just leads me to more question marks behind Anthony Joshua. I think Andy Ruiz is really overrated, Raphie, to keep it short. I think Andy Ruiz, this pay-per-view was terrible. It was one of the worst pay-per-views that I've ever witnessed in boxing history. And to be honest with you, I don't see Andy Ruiz becoming a champion again. Styles makes fights. I would like to see Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz versus Otto Wallin, or even a trilogy with Anthony Joshua in the future. Styles makes fights. I can't believe Anthony Joshua lost to this guy, man, because I wasn't impressed by Andy Ruiz, not even a little bit, bro.
Okay, so
not even a little bit.
Oh. Okay, so it's my turn. Okay, so obviously the Anthony Joshua, I done told you already. Anthony, we heard it from Serafina. Anthony Joshua had issues before that what do you call it? That Ruiz fight. Okay, fair enough. Ruiz has not been in the ring for 18 months. That's one factor. Ruiz has lost. He's 30 pounds lighter in this fight than he was in the Anthony Joshua fight. There's a speculation that he didn't cut the weight the right way. And if that's the case, then well, that's something to do with his training situation. Not with Eddie Reynoso, because we know he's a damn good trainer. So it's not with Eddie Reynoso. And hold on a second. Much appreciation goes out to the Lisa Bayliss, always supporting the show. Much appreciation. And Lisa Bayliss becomes our first sponsor of the night. And you're probably wondering what that means. Well, it's easy. If you want to sponsor any show, this show, show in the future, a show in the past, what do you have to do? Well, a show in the future, all you have to do is hit that super chat icon right by where you're typing, and you become a sponsor of the show. And another way to sponsor the show is to use that PayPal button in the description box. So much appreciation. Okay, but back to what I was saying. Thank you, Lisa. back to what I was saying. Yeah, a lot. It's been 18 months, water under the bridge. Joshua had his issues before that fight. What else? Yeah, the weight loss. I have to
Raphie,
blame.
issues before the fight sound like excuses to me.
I have to question his training situation, not his boxing trainer, but his strength and conditioning trainer. Because if his strength and conditioning trainer saw that he was losing power, if he was losing power, he was getting weaker instead of stronger as he was losing weight. Well, all of those things should have been noted down. You know, you have a notebook every training session. The weights, how you're feeling should be noted down. And if he was going down on the graph instead of up on the graph, then that should have been noted. So I don't understand. If it really was a case of losing weight too fast. Well, surely his strength and conditioner would have the appropriate notes that he could cross-reference and look back and say, hold on a second, something's going wrong. You're getting weaker instead of stronger. So that's a whole lot of palaver. That's a whole lot of baloney. Well, there's a whole lot of whatever it is. Yeah. So it was a different Ruiz. It was a smaller Ruiz. It was a smaller Ruiz. And is there a boom? Is there a punch?
Wow.
Everybody says, wow. Is there a punch resistance thing going on there? What's going on? Let me explain. Let me tell you what I think's going on. Ruiz got up for the Joshua fight. Was that his best fight? He got up for it. And that was a great performance. But I tell you, Ruiz has his vulnerabilities. We saw him get cuffed around the back of the ear right there. And I think that anybody with cuffing shots, you're looking at your Chisoras, you're looking at your Deontay Wilders, anybody with cuffing shots around the back of the ear right there has a chance with Ruiz. He went on to fair is fair. He went on to finish the fight. Well. It was well contested, but this was Chris Arreola. So all of a sudden now, is the boot on the other foot? Is the Andreas the Punch Ruiz? He's a target now. When you're a target, H-Mon, everybody comes with their A game. So now, Andreas Ruiz, he came with his A game when he met Joshua, but now people are going to be coming at him with their A games. How? And now this is where the test is. He got to the top, didn't stay there, but now he's got a target on his back.
Yeah, okay, he got to the top. He couldn't stay there, which is similar to Buster Douglas, which he was a one-hit wonder. Like Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson, and we never heard from Buster Douglas again. He came back, got knocked out by Evander Holyfield. You know, he got knocked out by Holyfield. He retired from the sport of boxing, disappeared. Now, Andy Ruiz, his story is similar to Buster Douglas. He had the biggest upset in the history of boxing against Anthony Joshua. And he let a 40-year-old Chris Arreola, who's washed up. This guy's washed up, Chris Arreola, and he went life and death. Andy Ruiz went life and death with Chris Arreola. I wasn't impressed by Andy Ruiz's performance. People were saying he's in such great shape. He's rededicated himself to the sport of boxing. And turns out he was only 12 pounds lighter than that first Anthony Joshua fight. So, I mean,
what do you mean 12? Who's 12 pounds lighter? It's 30 pounds lighter?
No, I'm talking about the first Anthony Joshua fight.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The first one. So he's only 12 pounds lighter than the first Anthony Joshua fight. Now you're saying he is being hunted. Now, I mean, you're being hunted by a 41-year-old Chris Arreola who's washed up and been knocked out by Bermane Stiverne, Klitschko, who Deontay Wilder destroyed. And so you're being hunted by this guy. This was supposed to be a showcase for Andy Ruiz to make him look good, and he didn't look good in his fight. So I wasn't impressed at all. And like I said, I can't believe Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, and it just shows that AJ is really not what people say that he is. It just shows that AJ is not who people say that he is. And Andy Ruiz he's not that good, man. He's really not that good, bro. We seen Joseph Parker outbox him. Go ahead.
You can't use triangle theory like that. You can't say, "Oh, AJ didn't look good against him, so so AJ is not really that good." You can't use that triangle theory. It don't make sense,
bro. He's not good. Andy Ruiz is not good, and he beats Joshua, bro.
It don't make sense, man. You
how it don't make sense, Raphie? Explain.
You can't. Yeah, well, if you will, just be cool. I'll explain. I'm about to. Warm it up, Chris. That's what I was born to do. Okay, so all-time tunes, crisscross. A lot of people don't get the reference. Okay. So what's the question? What do you want me to explain? Listen,
you said the triangle theory. It's not a triangle.
Hold on. The triangle theories don't make sense. The triangle theories don't make sense because guy A beats guy B. You think that the guy C who beat guy A would beat guy B, but not necessarily. So, these triangle theories don't make sense, man. You just got to let the guys fight and judge them on their performance. Look at what we've seen over the weekend in Joseph Parker. You'd have thought that Joseph Parker was a higher caliber fighter than Chisora, but that's not what we saw. We saw something different. So the triangle theories, they don't work.
Well, Raphie, I can say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. Like I said, man, if Anthony Joshua can lose a fight to somebody like Andy Ruiz, someone who's never beat anybody in the top 10 on a 5-week notice, who came in fat and out of shape and was able to stop him, what do you think the number one guys? I'm saying, what do you think? What do you think the number one guys in the division will do to Anthony Joshua? Tyson Fury will do to him if he loses to somebody like Andy Ruiz, bro. I'm just saying, Andy Ruiz is not. He's not.
Anthony Joshua's got the best resume. Anthony Joshua's got the best resume.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Tyson Fury does. Tyson Fury.
By beating
Deontay Wilder, by beating Vladimir Klitschko, who's the champion for 11 years, by beating Derek Chisora twice, by beating Otto Wallin, by beating Otto Wallin is a very good fight. He just dominated Dominic Brazil. Otto Wallin will beat Andy Ruiz. He will beat Andy Ruiz, my brother.
Wallin would. Let's see it. Let's see what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Joshua.
Go ahead.
Joshua has the best resume in the heavyweight division right now. Tyson Fury has only beat one top 5 guy in the last 5 years.
Tyson Fury beat the number 1 heavyweight twice in the sport of boxing. AJ has not even done that. So now when you look at AJ,
no, we've already discussed this. That's a lot of nonsense. But anyway, we're talking
what number 1 heavyweight did AJ beat?
Let's get Fury out of your mind.
Who's the best win on AJ's resume, Raphie?
The best win on AJ's resume is Vladimir Klitschko.
And Tyson Fury beat him first, and Tyson Fury beat him.
Tyson Fury beat him on drugs. Let me finish.
Raphie,
Tyson Fury beat him on drugs. No
Raphie, let me finish. Tyson Fury beat him when he was a champion for 11 straight years. Tyson Fury beat him when he was the number 1 heavyweight. AJ beat him after Tyson Fury when he wasn't a champion, when he was out the ring for 18 months.
Tyson beat him when was on drugs. He was serving his suspension.
Bro, you sound like Wilder fans.
He's on drugs. He got banned. That should be a no contest. It's just basic common sense. Okay, but let us get away from Tyson Fury. That fight will be announced hopefully at the end of the week during the Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo card, allegedly. So don't worry about them. Okay, welcoming everybody in. Welcome everybody in. What we're looking at now. The Punts lost a lot of weight. What's going on? Ask Fury superfan H why his hero has never. Why has your king not defended the belt in his entire damn life?
Simple. I will explain, because Tyson Fury was dealing with mental illness. Now, let me say this: if title defenses are so important to you, right? Deontay Wilder defended his title more than anybody, 11 times. Let me finish, please. Deontay Wilder defended his title more than anybody. 11 title defenses, but he gets no credit. So people pick and choose when they want to give credit to people for defending their titles. Wilder gets no credit.
Against bumps. We got to move on.
I'm almost done. Done. Wilder gets no credit for defending his title. None. 11 title defense. Tyson Fury, who did it, to Deontay Wilder had the most title defenses. He don't get no credit. Tyson Fury has no title defenses, and he don't get no credit. Which one is it? You get credit for title defenses, or you don't? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You don't get credit for fighting bombs, my friend. James, I see you in the background, James, but it's saying your device is not connected. So I don't know if it's your headphones or something. I'll leave you to work on that. Hold on. You're good now. Boom, boom, boom. And in comes the man he's like Elvis. You know, Elvis only needed one name. You know, Elvis only needed one name. Well, James is the same. He's on Elvis Presley. Coming in on Elvis Presley status is James. Just one name. One name, James.
That's the one. Only one of myself as well.
One name, James. Come on, James. Come with it, my friend.
Yeah, I come in and say that's outrageous. I think Wilder, Wilder should get absolutely zero credit, because if you never step up and fight anyone any good, it doesn't matter who you fought. You never stepped up, and the one time he did step up, he lost twice.
Luis Ortiz was a step up. He was a top 10
Ortiz was rubbish, mate. He didn't fight
he was undefeated, bro. He's a good fighter.
Who did he fight?
Brian
Jennings.
H Money. Just ask James a question and let him answer.
Yeah, I mean, Luis Ortiz was a step up. He was a top 10 heavyweight, but he gets no credit now. Like the guy was saying, Fury, why he didn't defend his title? He's such a great fighter. He didn't defend his title. Wilder did defend his title, and he don't get no credit. He fought bums. These fighters aren't bums. These fighters are professionals. These fighters get in the ring for our entertainment. And I think the least respect that they should get is, respect them as a fighter.
Okay, I think the question is that Deontay Wilder deserves respect. James, talk to me.
I think my response to that is I could apply to be a professional boxer. If he fights me, is that good?
I
Exactly.
you have to work your way up to get that shot, though, James.
Do you have to work your way up? Have you seen his resume?
Did deserve it. Dillian White deserves it.
Whose resume? You talking about Wilder?
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah, 11 title defenses. So according to this channel, people are saying title defenses are so important. He got 11. He still don't get no credit. So why would we criticize Tyson Fury for not having title defenses? And he was dealing with mental health. That's all that I'm saying. He was contemplating suicide.
Yeah, he was contemplating his next PED shot.
Come on, Raphie. Let's get serious, bro. Please.
What do you mean? Let's get serious. The man
we can do the same thing with Canelo Alvarez, Roy Jones Jr., Payne Mosley, all these Hall of Famers that tested positive in the past. But we don't do that for our favorites. Let's keep the same energy, please.
I mean, we can only say it if they get busted, and he got busted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he did his suspension. He did his time. He came back as a clean athlete, and he still beat the number one heavyweight Deontay Wilder, bro. That's all that I'm saying.
He was at number one. He only had one belt. Joshua had like 3.
Yeah. And Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, and he was no longer
after.
He was a blip.
Yeah, Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, and Anthony Joshua he got dropped in the rankings.
I don't want to be talking. That's not the topic, man.
Okay, it's cool. Nobody wants to speak the truth. It's okay. I will speak the truth.
The truth. I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you what
got knocked out just like Wilder got knocked out. But Wilder got beat by the best heavyweight, Tyson Fury. Wilder got beat by the number one heavyweight. Joshua got beat by somebody that wasn't even in the top 10. It's sad.
No. The only reason people say Tyson Fury was the top heavyweight now is because he lost, because he beat Wilder. Before, if he lost to Wilder, people were going, he was done anyway. He was number 50th in the world. Who cares? It's only because he beat Wilder.
That just shows his greatness, right, James?
Not at all. People disrespect the other fighters that are up there.
He was as the underdog.
One at a time, man. One at a time.
Okay, yes, sir.
Not at all. I think Tyson Fury knew Wilder was an easy fight, and that's why he took it.
Yeah,
but AJ didn't think it was an easy fight with Wilder.
What do you mean he didn't think it was an easy fight? He offered him $120 million.
AJ got knocked out by
$120
Andy Ruiz.
and Wilder turned it down. What do you mean?
Bro, but you guys want to ignore the fact that AJ got knocked out by a fat boy, Andy Ruiz, a bum.
Okay.
You want to call fighters bums? Andy Ruiz is a bum that knocked out AJ. Now let's talk about that.
It was TKO.
He got stopped by a bum. Now that's a bum. Andy Ruiz is a bum that knocked out your favorite fighter, Anthony Joshua. Explain that.
First of all, Deontay Wilder ran away from the $100 million, $120 million offer. You know what? I really don't care because that ain't the topic. And we've chopped it up and dissected that many, many times. But, we got a topic to talk about today. And we're going to talk about it today. So, okay. What's going on? James, come on in. Did you have a particular topic that you want to talk about? Was there
I don't know. I saw the boxing on Saturday, and I thought, come on,
you saw the boxing on the Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe
Saturday every Sunday morning, wouldn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time. What's going on here? As soon as Wilder gets mentioned, I've seen his resume. Can anyone guess where this will go? Well, where else is he gonna go? You know where it's gotta go.
Man, we could do this. Hey, Raphie, we could do the same thing with AJ's resume. Like, wow, look, the thing is, AJ gets credit for being a 40-year-old.
Listen, please, I'm moving off the damn topic.
Okay, yes, sir. Go ahead. Yes, sir. I got you. Okay.
Okay, so what's going on here? The importance of opponents. They're only important if the opponents are credible. Exactly. Need credible opponents. Let me read a few of these. What's going on here? Let's go through. Oh, I got a few. We got a bunch of people in here I hadn't noticed. A tactical mistake, walked into a left. AJ made a tactical mistake. Steve Marler's in here. AJ had a tactical mistake and walked into that left hook in the heavyweights. Yeah, absolutely. Tactical mistake. Okay, so we got Jasov Gospik. I don't know. Is he a Polish? He's a Polish guy like that Polish mad referee who scored it 111 for what's his name? 111 for Chisora. No, 111 for Chisora and 116 for Joseph Parker. That's going to be the next topic, folks. People want it. I see the New Zealand boys are in here. And they're all black. In their all black outfits, they've got their sleeves rolled up. They are ready for combat. They're ready for combat, but I think they're going to do the combat from the chat. they don't like that. They don't like the link. Okay, it's okay. Don't worry. But that's what we're going to have to talk about now. I'm so done with this topic. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Me too. Okay, so. Let's get into. Did you see? Obviously, you saw the fight. H. Monet. You saw the. What is it? The Chisora versus Parker. You saw the Chisora versus Parker fight. I take it. Did you?
Yeah, I watched some of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I heard that it was a very close fight, and some people thought Derek Chisora got robbed in that fight. So I want to get your analogy on it. Could you break it down for me? And I'll speak after you guys.
I most certainly can. Excuse me. I've done some polls as well. Well, I haven't done the polls. I've set them up. So we're going to see the results of the polls. Those are impartial voters. Okay. And it's going to be very interesting. Where do I start? James, did you see the...
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Talk to me.
I watched all the Chisora fights, and Parker's fights, and it was a very close fight. I think close to them because at the time when you watch it, you think Chisora is throwing a lot of shots and he's hitting a lot. Well,
yeah,
I've watched it back, and when you watch it back again, you notice that Chisora he does hurt him. He does obviously get a knockdown within 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds, but. Yeah. Other than that, he wasn't doing the scoring shots. He was hitting any part of the body he possibly could, the arms, the back and the back of the head and stuff like that. But I think Parker did the better boxing fundamentals, but I can see why he won the fight, and I was one of the people that wasn't upset that Parker won the fight. I think it was such a which way it's just whichever way you score the fight is whether you like the aggression of Chisora who was absolutely gunning for him from round one, or do you like the kind of stick and move? But as much as it was stick and move, it was stick and grab. But you know,
yeah,
it was a funny one. It wasn't the best fight. It could have been better, but
who was sticking and grabbing?
I think I'd say I don't think it was just a lot of grabbing, wasn't it? It was as much as anything. It was like Parker kind of falling into Chisora and Chisora kind of holding, and you know, he was a bigger man and he imposed it. But I think as the fight progressed, it became more Parker because he started seeing Chisora slowing down. I think the age and the wear and tear is just getting to him. But
the age and the wear and tear, but yeah, he won round 12.
He did win round 12. Before that though, he did let off to conserve for round 12. That's what I thought from that.
Who let off to conserve the rounds?
Chisora. He was having a round on, having a round off. Where Parker.
Who else do you know conserves himself till the end?
Well, everyone in it. I get everyone does that.
It's Parker, innit? Yeah.
I think Parker. He wasn't. He could have done more. Parker could have done a lot more, but he's not. I don't think he's one of these people that has the aggression needed to be a top heavyweight, to be number one. I think he's a good heavyweight, but I don't. His aggression, you know. I think it was round 12, 11 when he had Chisora up against the ropes, and Chisora was hurt. Yeah. He just didn't have that spark just to let his hands fly. You know, like Tyson Fury or any other kind of top heavyweights. They kind of go for it. Where I think Parker is a bit more conservative. It might go for him sometimes, but I think that could be what is his downfall, or will be his downfall.
That could be his downfall. So when you watch the fight live, let me get this straight. When you watch the fight live, watch your mic control, my friend. I think you're bumping your mic. It's okay. So is it fair to say that when you watched the fight live, you thought that Chisora won?
I definitely thought Chisora won the fight. When I thought it live, I thought, wow, this has been the biggest robbery I've seen. But I watched it back the next day, and I think it was a 50-50 fight, and I can see how Parker won it.
Okay, Raphie, I'm ready to step in. Just let me know. I'm ready.
Well, come with it.
Yeah, man. To be honest with you guys, like Joseph Parker, I was disappointed, to be real with you guys. Now, Anthony Joshua
gets. Hold on a second. Let me stop you.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Hold on, my bad. I just want to ask James one question before I go to you. James, so you thought Chisora won it first, and then you watched it again second time, you thought it was a 50-50?
I thought it was a 50. It's a toss-up. I'm not upset. I'm not upset either one.
Okay.
So it could have been a draw, and I've been happy about that result.
Yeah, okay. So my question to you is Chisora Parker level, or is Parker Chisora level?
I think Parker has the better. He can go higher, but it's all about the style. I think it's Chisora. Chisora is, he can cause anyone problems, but he's as much as he can cause problems. He'll never be right up there. But I think Parker can. If Parker just learns a few more things, I think Parker has the more potential about him.
Parker has the more potential.
But I think in that fight, they were very level. Parker was falling into the game plan of Chisora, and that's not what you want, really, is it?
It's not what you want at all. But my question before I go to the H-Mo night, my question to you, my friend, is because if they're even Stevens, if they're so even that you thought Chisora won it, then you watch it again, and then it's a 50-50, then are we saying is Parker Chisora level, or is Chisora Parker level? Is my question to you, if you get what I'm saying.
I think it would be Chisora's Parker's level.
Right.
But I think Parker's a younger guy. He can get a bit better. Chisora's, he's up there, maybe in a bit, not really his prime, but he's. That's what I'd say to that.
Say that again. Let me see if I understand you. Say that again.
I'd say that Chisora was fighting to Parker's level.
So is that a higher level than Chisora level?
No, I think it's a lower level. definitely a lower level.
So Parker fights at a lower level than Chisora.
No, I say Parker fights at a higher level. If I say Parker can fight at a higher level, if you know what I mean. I don't think I'm getting that across, but Chisora was fighting to Parker's level, if you know what I mean. Chisora was stepping up, Parker was stepping down, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay.
So they were kind of meeting, but one was going up, one was going down.
Yeah. Okay, I get you. Okay, that's the question I wanted to ask. So you reckon Parker Chisora raised his level to Parker level? Okay, that's just what I wanted to get to. We'll be talking about that more in a second. H Mo Night.
What's up with this, bro? What's up with this nonsense, bro? This is boxing talk. What is going on in here? People don't want to hear the truth. Every time I speak the truth, people want to cut me off because people they criticize Wilder for beating Luis Ortiz. Oh, he was old, but Pulev was the same age as a Luis Ortiz. So I'm getting sick of the Anthony Joshua fanboys. Tyson Fury is the #1 heavyweight in the world, and we can make that fight happen next.
Hey,
you bitch. No, ain't nobody gonna disrespect me, bro.
Hold on now, please. Let me
I
just
won't be
explain.
disrespected, Raphie. I was here talking boxing, bro.
Yeah. Let me explain. Now, over here, we don't do profanity. We don't.
This guy just came in twice and disrespected me, bro.
Yeah, I'm just explaining.
He used profanity towards me. I was talking about boxing.
Please let me speak, Page Money, please. So I'm just explaining to Jason, LDBC Jason. I'm just explaining, Jason. We don't use profanity over here, Jason. And we try and keep it reasonably respectful. We try. That's what we try to do. So, Jason, I'm going to let you back in, but please, just abide by the rules of the house. Okay. H Money's dropped off. No obscenity, please. Jason, you're in. Jason, hold on. I've muted you. Let me take you.
Just came here to speak.
Okay. You're unmuted now, Jason. How do you do?
I came here to speak to H Money. He's a fucking fraud. He's letting down the US. He's an absolute fuck.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to remove Jason. I don't know if that was really Jason, but sorry, Jason. We can't. It's not Friday the 13th. It ain't Friday the 13th, and we don't do that. We don't do that. It's a shame. H Money, where you at? Where you at, H Mo Night? H Money, baby, come back. And damn, it's me and you now. Where's James?
I'm just open mouth, I can't believe what's occurred.
What's occurred? Never seen, never heard. Never occurred on this channel. A lyrical word. Sorry about that, James.
That's all right. Just saying,
carry on, James. Talk to me.
I respond to what H Money said. H Money said about Chisora, Chisora, Tyson Fury. I think that was a different Chisora. Chisora, that was Del Boy. That weren't Chisora. What you see now, that was the one that will turn up, and we never know which Chisora we'd get. Would we get the absolute?
Is this a better Chisora?
The one that into what's that?
Is this a better Chisora?
I think the one that fought Dillian White. I think that was peak Chisora. I think that was the best one we've ever seen.
Yeah.
When he was just throwing bombs left, right, and center.
But this was a good one, though. This was a good one. You see, this is indicative. This is indicative. Look at this shizzle here. Look at this shizzle. Look at Parker just holding on.
That's what I said. It was Parker falling in and just
Hold on. I got something for you. I'll keep holding on, and
Yo, Raphie, when Tyson Fury beat Derek Chisora, Derek Chisora was a top 10 heavyweight. No, let's just speak back.
After this, we're not even talking
about because you just asked him a question. But I'm saying when Derek Chisora fought Tyson Fury, he was a top 10 heavyweight. This Derek Chisora is not ranked in the top 10. Let's speak facts.
This territory is not ranking. Well, listen. Let me get to my point because I let everybody speak and I ain't. What does this have to do with AJ? Okay, so let me say what I'm saying. Okay, Oh, damn, we got the Cal L up in the. Let me do a name check. We got the Tone. For F's sake, H Money, get your tongue out of. Oh Lord,
What's up with the disrespect, bro? Like I'm just here talking boxing, guys cursing at me, calling me out my name.
Please, no, I'm giving you a fair shake. I'm giving you a fair shake
because I'm speaking the truth. You should. And Beeb, ringside reporter, he agrees with me. Joseph Habib. Thank you, Beeb.
Agrees with you?
Yeah, he said Tyson Fury's the #1 heavyweight. So obviously, some people agree.
No, let him speak for himself. Damn it, let the man speak for himself. And in comes the man like Joe Habib. Joe Habib, how do you do? It's been a long time.
How you doing? Do I sound okay?
You sound great, my friend. You sound great. Talk to me.
Why is everyone ganging up on H Money, man? I don't like the bullying tactics that I'm witnessing right now. No, I gotta be honest. I don't usually complain about scoring, but I watched this fight and I said to myself, I gave Chisora the first 6 rounds.
Yeah.
And then I saw it slipping away. But then when he came back in that 12th, I was like, damn, they can't take it from him. You know what I mean? And, he just fought so hard in that 12th round. And yeah, did he get tired? He did, but Parker was getting tired too. It was a ragged. I thought like in the middle rounds, it was kind of a ragged fight. Parker looked like he didn't really want to deal with the aggression of Chisora. When he did hold on a lot, he tried to slow the pace down. And, just Chisora got a little tired. That's no question. But he was still coming forward, being the aggressor. Did Parker win, the 7th through 11th? Yeah. But I thought that the first 5 rounds were clear Chisora rounds. And the 6th round was a clear Chisora round. So Chisora clearly won 6 rounds. I gave him 7.
Yeah.
But he clearly won 6 rounds. And then he got the clean knockdown. I just found it hard to not give him this fight. And I was just so disappointed. And he was also at home too. I'm not saying that he should get a hometown decision.
I hear you.
Like, I just don't understand how one judge only gave him 3 rounds. I don't know. I was a little bit baffled at the end of this one.
Yo, let me butt in. The judge you're talking about is the Polish judge. There was an English judge. There was an English judge. There was a New Zealand judge, and there was a Polish judge.
Judge. I don't understand that scorecard.
Now the Polish judge scored it 1-1-1 Chisora, 1-1-6 for Parker. Now, Joe, you just said he gave him 3 rounds, but did he not just give him 1 round, 2 rounds? Was one
2
was
rounds.
one,
2 rounds. You're right. I apologize. It was only 2 rounds because of the knockdown. I misspoke.
Yeah. Back to you. 2 rounds. The Polish judge gave Chisora 2 rounds.
I'm going to be honest with you. Was that fight a WBA eliminator or something like that? Was that an eliminator?
It was what wasn't it? Was it? I can't remember. I'll look for it. I can't remember which. I think it was a WBO Intercontinental.
Okay, the WBO should order an immediate rematch. That should be an immediate rematch because that was an extremely controversial scorecard.
Terrible. Well, I mean, he gave Chisora 2 rounds. He gave Chisora 2 rounds. Now everybody thinks that Chisora won wide. Well, no. Either Chisora won or Parker won, or it was a draw. That's what everybody thinks. I think some people think Chisora won wide, like you and I. But it was either a Chisora win, wide or not, a narrow Parker win, or a draw. So to have a so-called neutral judge give Chisora 2 rounds, that was utterly ridiculous.
And here's another thing too, Ralph. When people say, oh, well, the shots weren't landing clean, and a lot of the shots are being caught. Okay, but that's called effective aggressiveness, and I'll tell you why. Because if you're just because you're not hitting cleanly but you're forcing the other guy to keep his hands in his pockets because he's got to sit there and defend you. And all that time, he's really not offering up any offense. He's not counterpunching. He's not catching and shooting or slipping and shooting, and he's on the defensive. Then you win. Then you win those rounds based off of that. That's what I would call effective aggressiveness, because Parker really wasn't doing anything in those moments when Chisora was being aggressive. He was just trying to slow the fight down. Like, look at this clip right here. He told
the 5th round.
All over him right there.
This is the 5th round. Look at this. Look at the hands on the ropes. You call that ring generalship? Huggy Bear.
Can you hear me?
Huggy Bear, man. So yeah, I thought Chisora won wide. People saying he wasn't scoring shots. He was missing. They weren't landing clean. But that's not what I see when I look at the fight. When I watch the fight, people are big into re-watching. I'm not big into re-watching. I watch the fight, focus as well as possible. No narratives, just watch the fight. Watch the fight first time around. Talking about re-watching it, I don't know about that. Watch the fight and see what happens.
Here's another thing. Here's another thing too, Ralph.
Yeah.
I respect people's opinions when they want to go back and watch it a second time. But Eric and I, we have a saying. The judges can't go back and watch it a second time. So how you originally scored it the first time, it should hold true to, it should stand. Unless you were, at a house and you weren't scoring it and you were just partying or whatever, and then you want to go back and score it the next day. But your initial scoring should be your initial scoring. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it.
100%. I totally agree with that, because when you're rewatching their narratives, you think, oh, even if you try to be unbiased when you're rewatching their narrative. So I really hate to score off rewatching. And you get one shot, the same as the judges. You get one shot, and so people are talking about, oh, Chisora was missing. Didn't Parker just miss with 3 shots there, glancing? Every one of them glancing.
I agree. Yeah.
So what about the ones that Chisora missed? Joe Habib has fallen off for a second. The link is in the chat, so I know he's going to pop back in. His signal's good. So yeah, all this nonsense about, oh, Chisora was missing, it was glancing. Hey, guess who else was missing some shots and glancing some shots? Joseph Parker. So we get back to the status quo, which is that for me, I watched it the first time, and I don't like to watch it the second time around. What's this here? I watched it with biased commentary. The story was that Parker didn't win a round. Oh, yeah. I was on the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio Show. I didn't say he didn't win a round. Come on now. Get it right. Let's dispense with the false narratives. And furthermore, I didn't have a dog in the race. I said that Parker was going to knock him out late. I didn't have no dog in the race.
I actually picked Chisora because I don't like Parker's inactivity and his lack of killer instinct during the fight, and he always seems to start slow. If you saw that Dillian White fight, started slow in that fight as well.
Yes, he did. That's why I expected that Chisora was going to jump on him, and that's what happened. But I thought Chisora would fall off after the 6th round, but he didn't really fall off that much. He was still. What round are we in now? What round is this? Is this the 6th round? Hold on. Let me have a look. Okay, this is the 6th round. Okay, so this is the 6th round right here. So this was when Parker had to start coming back, but Chisora was still taking it to him. Let it play. Oh, you can't see it, damn it. There we go. Chisora was still taking it to him. So all these shots. James Davison, Raphie is notoriously bad to score. Absolutely not. My record stands for itself. Class by itself. Okay. So yeah, I'm not seeing where Joseph Parker pulled away.
It's almost like it was almost like Chisora was manhandling him and mauling him, and it really threw Parker off. Parker doesn't like a physical fight. He really doesn't.
No. When he starts to get rough, I mean, I saw him looking a bit like what was that? Usyk, kind of grabbing on and looking to the ref. It's always a bad sign. It's always a bad sign when the guy's grabbing on and looking to the ref. It ain't good. It ain't good. It ain't good at all. So, like I said, I thought it was wide. First watching, looked wide to me. I have not watched it again. This is the first time that I'm seeing any. I've looked for any replays, but I'm seeing some false narratives, man. People are acting like Parker was some kind of pinpoint sniper, and he just missed the last 3 shots. The false narratives. I might just watch this again because I'm just seeing some mistakes here.
I think I can't see honestly if you were trying hard to give Parker rounds, I just can't see how he could get more than at the very most six rounds. And if you give him 6 rounds, he still loses by a point.
Still loses by a point if you give him 6 rounds.
You know?
Yeah.
I can't see him getting 7 rounds. Now, some people told me, "Oh, I gave Parker the 5th and the 6th." I don't know about that. I don't know how you give. I don't know. Even giving them the 6th is pushing it, but the 5th, I think, is almost impossible to give him the 5th.
Yeah. The 6th, you can give him the 6th. Yeah, there's an argument for the 6th, but the 5th, no.
And you can't give him the 12th either. There's no way you can give him the 12th. I don't think. I mean, I'm trying to go out of my way to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. The best I can come up with is he still loses by a point.
I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to go over and above to say, okay, well, he could have won that round, but I still can't give him 6 rounds. I still can't give the guy 6 rounds. This is round 6. This is when he had to be turning it on because he lost most of the 1 to 6, if not every round from 1 to 6.
Yeah, I had him losing the first 6.
Yeah. And that's what I saw. I tried to give him the 5th, and I said, no, not the 5th. Maybe I can give him the 6th. But I was trying to give the guy rounds. Parker. I said that Parker was going to knock out Chisora late. That's what I expected to happen, but it just didn't materialize. I expected Chisora to fall off after the 6th. And that's not. This is the 6th round, people. This is the 6th round. You've seen Parker getting bashed up. This ain't CGI. They're saying Raphie did this, Raphie did that. Hey, I ain't edited this. This is the fight as it is. Damn it. This is not CGI. OMG.
I think people are just mad at Chisora because he threatened to pack his bags and not fight. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They're holding that against him.
Yeah, I was mad against him for that. But still, I mean, the fight's the fight. You put that to one side and you look at the fight as it is. It's a 55-minute round. It's 55-minute endeavor. And what I saw was Joseph Parker get beat up. That's what I saw. I don't know about anybody else, but that's what I saw. Joseph Parker taking a proper pummeling. And at the end of the fight, what I saw was a despondent Joseph Parker. Looked like he'd lost. Looked like he'd felt his loss. I saw a despondent Andy Lee.
His credit for beating this guy.
Don't even worry about it. We got Tyson Fury. He's going to take over the division. We're not even going to worry. We're going to save that for another day. All right? We're going to save that for another day because Tyson Fury, with all his problems, he's risen from the dead. He's back to save us. Don't worry about it.
Yes, he's here to save the heavyweight division after years.
People want to talk about all Tyson Fury's shortcomings. We're all sinners in this world. The thing is can we come back from our sins? Tyson Fury, he came back like the Undertaker against Wilder. Took 3 years off and he came back. They can't stop this guy.
Hey,
just like Ali. Ali was out the ring.
H-Money. You know, this morning when you got up this morning,
Yes.
did you thank your Lord and Savior, Tyson Fury,
No,
to grant
no,
you
come
another
on,
day?
man. And
Did
Tyson
you
Fury is
thank
just
your
a
Lord and
boxer, bro.
Savior,
He's
Tyson
not my
Fury, when you
Lord.
woke up this morning?
Bro, stop the games, bro. At the end of the day, Tyson Fury is a superior boxer. You know, it's a lot of
Can we just
Anthony
keep on
Joshua.
topic? Can we
There's a
keep on
lot of
topic?
Anthony Joshua fanboys on YouTube. There's a
Don't
lot of
worry about it,
Deontay.
H. There's a lot of Matchroom Sports employees out there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, a lot of Matchroom
There's a lot of
fanboys.
Matchroom Sports employees drawing a check. Don't worry about it. That's their job. They got to do this. H. It's okay.
Excuse,
I got you,
how
but
am I cherry
but
picking?
B,
How
you
am I
just
cherry
mentioned.
picking?
Well,
How
let
am
me
I
say
cherry
this.
picking? He says, "Are you cherry picking, Raphie?
I-
Parker did a lot of good work in the 6th round. That was the 6th round. That
But,
was the 6th round. I'm not editing. This is not CGI. That
But,
was the
hey,
6th round.
but
I ain't
being
cherry
that-
picking. You just saw the 6th round. Joseph Parker missing a hell of a lot. That's not what people have been telling me. They were telling me that Joseph Parker was on sniper mode.
but
He was in
B just
sniper
mentioned.
mode. That's not what I just saw. I saw him hugging and missing a lot. So if you say that Chisora missed a lot, you gotta be fair about this, please. Please.
At least
Be fair
Chisora
about this.
was throwing punches. He was throwing punches, and Joseph Parker was trying to hold and slow the fight down.
Hey,
He
come
would
on.
land a combination, but he couldn't follow up. Joseph Parker fights in one gear. No disrespect to the guy, doesn't have the killer instinct. Chisora is War Chisora for a reason. They don't call Joseph Parker Joseph War Parker because he doesn't have the killer instinct. You're either born with it or you're not.
That's
true,
correct,
man.
B. But
It's
B,
true,
you
man.
mentioned B just made a great point. B, when you talked about how Tyson Fury was out the ring for 3 years and got his world title back, right? He became a champion again, just like Muhammad Ali was out the ring for 3 years and he came back and became a champion again. So, Tyson Fury is a hell of a talent. He is the best heavyweight in the world by far. Anthony Joshua got knocked out by Andy Ruiz, who was a bum. A freaking bum knocked him out, bro. Raphie, explain that. Don't ignore the fact that your favorite fighter got knocked out by Andy Ruiz, who wasn't even in the top 10.
You don't know who my favorite fighter is.
Take it easy, H. H, take it easy. Save some for later, H.
Okay.
Wait till Fury Joshua gets signed. Wait till the fight happens next year. Don't worry about it.
But guess what, B? Eddie Hearn, he hasn't made the biggest fight yet in boxing. He didn't give us the Deontay Wilder Anthony Joshua fight. He's not gonna give us Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. What's up with Eddie Hearn? Well, he's been in America for 3 years. What's the biggest
It's not
fight?
Eddie's fault. It's not Eddie's fault, man. It's not Eddie's fault. It's we're in tough times right now. There's a lot going on. COVID cases are spiking up over in that part of the world right now. We're gonna cut Eddie some slack, man.
Okay, but
he gave us a couple good cards. That card he gave us this weekend was the best card of the weekend. Best fight of the weekend was Katie Taylor versus Jonas. Great fight. I love Natasha Jonas. I love Katie Taylor. Got to give him credit for what he's doing for women's boxing. Savannah Marshall, the Shannon Courtneys of the world. He's really helping. He's really making a statement for women's boxing. We got to give Eddie Hearn credit.
But what is Eddie Hearn doing? What is he doing with Demetrius Andrade? Why he's not giving Demetrius Andrade the Triple G fight or a Canelo fight?
All right, what's Bob Arum doing with Terrence Crawford? We can go back and forth with this all day. We got to be consistent. A lot of these fighters aren't fighting the big fights. I mean, we can't sit there and single out Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's putting on a great fight next week. Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders. We got to be happy with that. That's not a bad fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he could be doing much better. That's what I'm saying. Like
there's 5 people on the table, my man. There's 5 people around the table in your triple.
Well, thanks for having me. I gotta go. Shout outs to Raphael Dawkins. Shout outs to the Ringside Reporter. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, H Mo 9. What happened? He just went. Yeah, he was gonna go anyway. Boom. What happened? The music stopped.
He's running.
You can't stop the music. You can't stop the music. And in comes the man like ERF Boxing. H Money saw the ERF and he was out like a road runner. He
He's
was
running.
out like the road runner. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Is that what I'm going to have to call you now, H Money? Beep, beep.
He's running.
He's running. He's running. And you know, but before I get back into this shiznix, before I let Eric go, I just want to bring this up in the background while I go through. That's not it. While I go through some of these comments, fascinating comments. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say thank you, Lisa Bayliss, once again. Excuse me. Thank you, Lisa Bayliss, for being the official sponsor of the show. Much appreciation. Much appreciation. We ain't done yet.
Here's another area you have to score on too: a ring generalship. One guy was taking the fight to the other guy. The other guy was trying to create space and slow the fight down, but he wasn't able to do that. So definitely, the fight was fought on Chisora's terms more than Parker's terms, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Absolutely.
No one wants to throw the ring generalship in there, right? That's ring generalship right there. My opinion.
Yeah, totally. Big Boys Boxing from down under says Chisora can't get into New Zealand with his record, just like he can't get a work visa in the States. Well. I mean.
What does that have to do with anything? I mean, that's politics. We can't worry about that.
You can't worry about the politics. I mean, you know, we can't worry about the politics. You can't worry about that. I was going to say that how did Parker get in here over here, but he wasn't charged, was he? They swept that one under the rug, didn't they? All right, come on now. We got to be fair. We got to be fair. And but there was a gem. There's a couple of gems. Makes it out to be the story. Raph uses 5-second clips and makes it out to be the
Oh, these guys are frauds. They're grasping at straws, Ralphie. They're running out of ideas. Raphie. What's going on here?
So apparently I must have sat down, I must have marked out and scripted the exact second.
All Ralph is doing.
Like there you saw Chisora walking him down, and now I'm switching from that because I can't show the whole damn thing for obvious reasons. So I'm switching from that back to the people, then I switch back randomly, and so we randomly see Chisora going forward. We randomly see Parker with the right back of the head.
Combination. Then he'll step back and try to circle. And when he steps back and tries to circle, Chisora follows him out there.
Oh man, you guys!
So you know what you need to do to make these guys happy?
What's that?
Highlight the 2 punches that Parker was landing every round, and then just show them that.
I should have done that.
That's all.
Silly me. Next time I'll try and get a Parker highlight for you, Jakov Gospic. You sound like a Polish guy. Are you that Polish guy? Are you the Polish judge?
He's gotta be, man.
I think he's a Polish judge.
This guy must have called up all his family and told him to come on this chat right now.
ERF Boxing, talk to mine.
You know what's up? That Polish judge was on something. He was the only judge to score the Bivol fight as well. He had it 118-110. Other 2 judges had it 115-113. He was shocking that night completely.
He's a crackhead. The Polish judge.
He was shocking. He needs checking.
He's under hard food.
Because how you can only give Chisora 2 rounds in that fight is beyond me.
Abysmal. That was abysmal.
Like you know what? I thought Chisora won the fight, but if the 115-113, all right, you can call it. But come on, 2 rounds,
Mad.
2 rounds,
mad.
So literally, you gave him the round he knocked him down in, and the 12th round. So those are the only 2 rounds he won in that fight.
Disgraceful.
That's disgraceful. It's disgusting. It's terrible.
And gave Craig Richards no credit at all for any work he was doing as well in his fight.
Zero credit. Oh my gosh! But I love you guys still. You guys give me joke.
Good entertainment value at the very least. It's good entertainment value.
Straight.
Raphie.
Yo.
I'm upset H Money ran because I wanted to ask him a question on what he said. I'm upset
Raphie worse than
because
CNN.
I told H Money. This is what I told H Money. Just wait for the fight to happen, and then once the fight happens, then you can talk that
yeah,
talk.
no,
That's
I just
it.
wanted to question him on one thing he said because
Can you?
it doesn't
What
make
do
sense.
you want to question? What do you want to question on? I want to hear it. You got me curious.
Come on, Eric.
In his opinion, Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight. Fair enough. He's allowed that opinion. I have no issue with that opinion. What he said was the biggest fights in boxing hasn't happened because of Anthony Joshua, Joshua Wilder, and Joshua Fury. There's one common denominator in those fights, and that's Anthony Joshua. So how can, if he's the biggest, if he's in both the biggest fights in boxing, how can you say Tyson Fury is the best in the world completely and Anthony Joshua's a bomb?
Well, here's
Anthony
the
Joshua
thing.
is involved in both of the biggest fights in the world.
Here's the thing. Wilder shot himself in the foot, and he openly said this. I turned down a bigger money fight with Joshua.
I know this.
You the rematch. So right then and there, the argument was dead for me, and I was done giving Wilder any benefit of the doubt. But then all this Glovegate BS and all this stuff about how Wilder had never had any intention of unifying that title, in my opinion.
No.
He never tried to fight Klitschko. He never tried to really unify these belts. Never, ever, ever. And credit to Joshua.
My question was just if you think if he thought AJ was this bum, why is he involved in the two biggest fights in the world?
AJ.
Why is it his name that's involved in him?
I think Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the world, but that doesn't mean I don't have to shit all over AJ. I don't have to shit all over AJ.
Ladies and gentlemen, in comes. Guess who's come back?
Is H back? Is H back?
Yes.
There's only one Tyson Fury.
Sorry? Yeah.
When did Vlad beat the man?
Yeah, Vlad never beat the man, but
when did Vlad beat the man?
Vlad never beat the man.
I don't understand why. Listen, I don't understand why when we're discussing. I never understand why is it when we're discussing the inadequacies of Anthony Joshua's resume.
No, but
Anthony Joshua,
Vlad was considered the man. Vlad was considered the man for 10 years.
Habib, yeah, I get you. He was considered, but when did he beat the man? Because Fight Doctor is saying you can only be the man when you beat the man.
If you really want to be technical, and I'm going to be honest and objective here, the real lineal champion was Lennox Lewis. And Vladimir Klitschko did receive that title. He did receive that title on default. And I'll tell you why he received that title on default. Because everyone walked away, but he was undefeated, and he unified all the titles except for the one his brother held. Okay?
Is that not what Joshua was doing?
He wasn't undefeated.
He had all the.
Isn't that what Joshua was doing, though?
He was undefeated for 11 years. He was undefeated for 11 years. That's an accomplishment.
Fight Doctor's logic.
That's an accomplishment.
You've got to beat the man to be the man. So therefore,
listen. Wait. Here's my question.
But everyone thought Vlad. No one ever disputed at the time Fury fought him that he was the best heavyweight in the world.
Wait, now I have a question. I have a question.
What I'm disputing is Fight Doctor's logic on how you become number one. That's what I'm disputing. I'm agreeing with you. I agree.
I would be more than happy. I would be more than happy to explain to you how you become the best heavyweight in the world.
No, not at all. Because all that you're going to say is things that we've gone over before. And this whole
no. I've got new things. I've got new things.
You ain't got no new things.
Yes, I do. Wait, no, see, now what I understand.
And everything that has been said here now are things.
Can I say one thing
that we've said before?
No, everything we're talking about now is ducking and dodging on the part of the Anthony Joshua cheerleading contingent, because the Anthony Joshua cheerleading contingent does not want to deal with the facts.
Listen, now, everything that's been said here. Listen, I'm just being honest.
I've heard a bunch of woulda, coulda, shoulda. He didn't fight this guy. He didn't fight that guy. And this
everything that's been said here, we've said before multiple times right here on this channel. I've been sitting in this chair, and it's there can be no original thoughts on this matter because
at
everything
the
has
end of
been
the
said.
day, look, at the end of the
How
day,
much longer?
Vladimir
How much
Klitschko-
longer? Let me just say one thing, Fight Doctor. Are we going to hold it over Tyson Fury's head that he was away for 3 years? When does he get? But he hasn't vindicated himself by coming back and winning the heavyweight title after
He's
that.
done great things. He's done great things.
I
But
don't
the thing is,
dispute
So
that.
why do we have to keep going back to the 3 years? Like, is there ever going to be a statute of limitations on that?
No,
Like,
because
Tyson-
Habib,
never
the
be-
reason
never
why we
be-
go back to 3 years is because
Tyson was away for 3 years. Ali was away
Yeah.
for 3 years.
Yeah,
Leonard
but
was away
Habib-
for 3 years. But what did they do when they came back after that 3-year layoff? There's got to
The
be.
reason-
if you come back
yeah,
and
but
you
the
vindicate
reason why-
yourself, you got to vindicate. He vindicated himself.
Well,
Yes,
no.
okay,
He hasn't.
one
He
second.
has not vindicated himself yet. He
Until
has
he
not.
fights
Right.
Joshua.
Can I
Till he
just say
fights.
this?
Hold on, one at a time. We're gonna have some order around here. One at a time. Everybody's talking over each other. Well, everybody's talking over each other. Now,
Too much passion. Too much passion.
everything that's been said here, apart from what Beeb just said about the statute of limitations, everything other than that, as we've all said it right here before. So it don't take us no further, no further. Anyway, it don't take us no
How long can
further.
you punish a guy? How long can
No,
you
but
punish
the-
a guy?
Well, this is the only
How
thing that's
long are you
new.
gonna
This
punish this
is
guy?
this is the only thing that's new. This question of
So-
how long could the statute of
I mean,
limitations.
let's
It's
give
a
the
good
guy
one.
a break now. He's got
So,
a
okay.
wife.
It's a
He's
good
got a
one.
wife. He's got kids. He's got a wife. He's got kids. and
It's a
he's
good
coming-
one. It's a good
He's
one.
coming-
Water.
He's
It's a
coming
good
back.
one. It's a
He's
good
coming
one.
back. He's trying to rebuild his career. He's trying
Habib,
to cement his legacy. We want to try
Habib.
to assassinate this
Hey,
guy because he's considered like the rest
we
of
don't
us.
say that he's 3 years out rules out all his accomplishments. What we say is that it's a factor that we cannot
But
ignore
why is he-
because
why-
because when
It's his own
hold on
It's his own
when he was
fault. It's his
when
own
he was
fault.
out for 3 years you can only fight the people who are active. The man was inactive and therefore irrelevant. And when he came back, instead of fighting Joshua to get his belts back, he chose to fight Deontay Wilder. Fury chose to fight Deontay Wilder rather than Joshua. Wilder chose to fight Fury rather than Joshua. You do the math. You do the math.
I don't blame Joshua for his career path. I mean, he did what he had to do. He did what was laid out there in front of him. I don't believe for a fact at all that he would not fight Fury. I don't believe for a fact that he doesn't want to fight Wilder. That he didn't want to fight Wilder. And I blame Wilder because Wilder's behavior proved to us that he doesn't want undisputed. He never wanted undisputed.
Never wanted it. Never wanted
I don't
it.
think he did.
He never
Can I
wanted
just say the reason why we keep going back to, you said the statute of limitations for the 3 years. The reason why is because people are downplaying what Joshua did in those 3 years. Like
Yes.
boxing was dead in those 3 years. In
What
those
Joshua
3
did-
years, Tyson.
what
One second.
Joshua
In those
did-
3 years, what Fury was out. Boxing thrived more in those 3 years than before when Tyson was there.
Yes.
I agree 100% with this one thing. And this is what I don't like, and I've always said this. Now, Fury was thought to be the man who beat the man, but he did walk away for 3 years. So he comes back after the 3 years. Does he get his place back in line? No. He's got to earn it back. So I'm in full agreement with that. But, you know, I'm not going to sit there, oh, Fury's this, Fury's that. He paid his dues. He did it. He did the crime. He paid the time. I forgive him.
I have
I
always
forgive him.
said, if you think
I'm a forgiving
Fury is
soul.
number one,
I'm
I
a forgiving-
cannot argue with that.
Me and Ralph had the biggest argument. I thought if Ralph was in front of me and he had a gun, he probably would have shot me. That's how mad he was at me. But I apologize to Ralph.
Real quick,
Because I'm a forgiving guy. I mean, the guy made mistakes.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold it over his head for the rest of his life. I don't want to be the guy.
Hold on a second. Hold
I
on.
don't want to put on his gravestone that
It's got to be there.
what he did.
No, it's there. No, it's there. It's on his resume. It's on his resume. But it's just like he's just like a guy who comes off a murder charge. If he's done his 20 years, he's done his 20 years.
You're comparing him to you're comparing this to a murder charge?
Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, but if he served his 20 years, he served his 20 years. But you don't pretend. You don't look at his record and skim over it. You say, "Oh, you killed a guy." He says, "Yeah, that was back in '74. Remember the summer '74? It's crazy, you know that stuff."
So if he beats Joshua,
that stuff hit the streets and it went crazy.
So when he beats Joshua, when he beats Joshua next year, you're going to still bring up this 3 years?
No, you give him his credit and you acknowledge his crimes. You acknowledge his crimes. Listen, you've got a driving license, but you know that speeding, that 3 points for speeding, it's on there. It's on there.
But after 6 years, it drops off.
That's So bad analogy.
That's a statute of limitation.
He has another
This is
3.
a statute of limitations.
Can I chime in for a second?
Limitations on this stuff.
Can I chime in for a second?
Go ahead, Fight Doctor. Drop the knowledge. Drop the knowledge, Fight Doctor. Drop the knowledge.
Listen, we need to return back to the whole question of being the #1 heavyweight in the world right now.
No, not really, because we gone past that. It's over. It's dead.
Well, that's going to be a matter. That's going to be a matter of opinion. That means just there's no way of getting around that.
So here's my question. Here's my question. Was it understood that Vladimir Klitschko was the #1 heavyweight in the world? Was that a question at the time of the Tyson Fury fight?
No, it was not. No, absolutely not.
So in the way that Klitschko became the #1 heavyweight is he essentially cleaned out the division. His brother had retired. So he cleaned out the division. So there was no question who the man was in the division because Vladimir Klitschko had cleaned it out. At no point did Anthony Joshua clean out the division. All right? He has yet to do that. So this argument that he is somehow the #1 heavyweight in the world or was the #1 heavyweight in the world without having done what is necessary to be the #1 heavyweight in the world, that argument is dishonest. I'm just going to call it what it is. It's dishonest. Because at no point has Anthony Joshua ever cleaned out the heavyweight division. He has not done that. He has not beaten the best heavyweight in the world. So he's not the #1 heavyweight in the world.
The table is open for you, Fight Doctor, to make your final point on this topic before we get back on topic. Carry on. Your final point.
I think I just made my final point. Listen, whenever we start talking about Whenever we start talking about Anthony Joshua, the first thing that the Anthony Joshua cheerleading contingent wants to do
about Anthony Joshua, but carry on.
The first thing that the Anthony Joshua cheerleading contingent wants to do is bring up Deontay Wilder, bring up Vladimir Klitschko, bring up everyone else, but they don't want to talk about their guy's resume. All right?
Are you crazy?
And so my question to the Anthony Joshua cheerleading contingent.
You must be crazy. You can't be listening. You're talking to him. You ain't listening.
He's on the blue magic mushrooms. These are stronger than your normal mushrooms. They're called blue magic. They're called blue magic. Your final point.
The first thing people do is talk about Anthony Joshua's
Anthony Joshua cheerleading contingent. Did Anthony Joshua clean out the heavyweight division? Did he?
No.
Did Anthony Joshua fight the best opponents in the heavyweight division?
Yes, he did almost. Yes, he did almost.
Wait. Yeah, almost.
Yes.
Almost.
That's like having.
That wasn't the question.
Okay. One second.
He still didn't count.
What did he beat everybody that was
fighting? Was
fighting?
there not only one fighter left?
Yeah. Wilder.
So he didn't clean out the division. Is that what you're saying?
Wilder wouldn't fight him.
Question.
But is that what you're saying? Are you saying that Anthony Joshua did not clean out the division? Is that what you're saying?
I asked you a question.
What was the question?
Was there not only one guy left to clean out the division?
No, maybe yes. I don't know. But that wasn't. Listen, however many guys that were left is beside the point. The question I asked is, did Anthony Joshua clean out the division? It's a simple yes or no question. Okay.
It would be.
Yes.
It's not a yes or no question.
Actually, it is.
No, because there's context.
I mean, listen, just because you don't like the answer, that doesn't mean it's okay. Well, listen.
There's context.
Listen, I agree. There is context.
I'm going to put the clock on this now because we have to move on. I'm going to put the clock on this now. Everybody's going to get made.
Raphie, you don't have to because I've been.
I do have to. Trust me.
So we've already known.
Tyson Fury. I'm not going Tyson Fury came back. Tyson Fury came back from the lowest of lows. He came back from virtual death,
Destitution.
and he won the heavyweight title again after a 3-year layoff. There's got to be a statute of limitations on this 3-year thing. I'm gonna file an appeal with the court.
Okay, Eric, over to you.
No, Raphie, I don't need to. I'm not going through this again. We've been back.
We're going in
and forth
circles
with
now.
it,
We're going in circles.
We're going in circles
Yeah,
now.
we're just
Just
going in
stalemate.
circles.
Fight Doctor, 20 seconds left. 20
It's a
seconds left.
stalemate.
Okay, you've already had your say, Fight Doctor, so it's me now. Anthony Joshua beat everybody who everybody he could fight. There's only one guy left, and he refused incessantly and repeatedly. And he goes by the name of the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Case closed. And with that, hallelujah, hallelujah, free at last. Okay, so let's bring that down. Let's stop that. We got off track, but now we're going to get back on track. I just want to have the final words of everybody on the panel on the Chisora versus Joseph Parker. I just want everybody to have their final say. And let's start off with the Fight Doctor. Chisora versus Parker. Who won and why?
A couple of things. I think that anyone who holds up Joseph Parker, as being one of Anthony Joshua's better wins, they need to stop immediately. Okay, Anthony. Listen,
I love it. I love it.
Joseph Parker underscores the problem with Anthony Joshua and how weak his resume really is. Listen, I saw Chisora get robbed. I'll be completely honest. Okay, I saw Derek Chisora get robbed against a guy who came to the ring and did less than nothing for damn near the whole fight. Okay, yeah, that decision was a disgrace. It was. Okay. And if Joseph Parker is one of Anthony Joshua's better wins, then that underscores how weak his resume really is.
How you equating it? How are you equating it up to AJ?
Know how to get Anthony Joshua into every topic, don't you?
Honestly,
I asked
how
you.
do you equate?
I'm just following the example of the AJ fans who love to bring up Deontay Wilder and Vladimir Klitschko every time we're talking about how weak his resume is. Okay, so I'm just following their example.
That's like driving to work in the morning, getting a fender bender, and saying, "Oh fuck, I hit the guy because I was thinking about Anthony Joshua." That's hilarious.
OMG! I don't know how these Wildettes managed to fit Anthony Joshua into every damn thing. I asked the man about Derek Chisora versus Joseph Parker, and next thing I know, I nod off for a second and I come back around. He's talking about Anthony Joshua again. I didn't even. Can you just come back in, Fight Doctor? Tell me. I'm going to ask you the question again. Please answer the question without mentioning Anthony Joshua. It's just a little test to see if you can do it. You can make bets in the chat, see if you can manage. The Fight Doctor. Who do you think won the fight between Joseph Parker and Derek Chisora, and why?
I thought it was a bad decision. I thought Chisora did enough to win. I thought Chisora was the one who basically was making the fight. And Joseph Parker, I'm sorry, he seemed to be the guy who just kind of wanted to survive, in my opinion. I mean, listen, they both, to be completely honest, both of them look bad. Joseph Parker looked worse. And I thought Chisora got robbed. I thought he got robbed. You know, I can't put it any other way. It was a bad decision, in my opinion.
Okay, so that was the Fight Doctor. Congratulations, the Fight Doctor. You actually got through a sentence without mentioning Anthony Joshua, and for that, you ought to be commended.
Now, I listen. I would hope that the Anthony Joshua Chilean contingent can do the same with regard to Deontay Wilder.
You blew it. You had to mention Joshua. I told you couldn't do it. Okay. ERF Boxing. ERF Boxing. Yeah. Who Parker versus Chisora versus Parker. Who won and why?
Just those two fighters we're talking about.
Yeah, who won? Who won and why?
Those two. I thought Chisora won the fight. I think it's a disgrace how one judge gave him 2 rounds. Chisora clearly won the first part of the fight. He then had a lull, but then he was strong in the last round. So I gave it to Chisora. I think he was robbed. I don't understand how, but yeah, Chisora should have won that fight, and it should be an immediate rematch.
Yes. Khabib.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Who won and why?
I gave Chisora the first 6 rounds, and I also gave him the 12th. So I had him winning 7 of the 12 rounds. So, you know, that's a close fight. You throw the knockdown in there. My card was 115 to 112. Here's the misconception people have. Automatically, when a fight is close, the next remark out of a person's mouth is, oh, the fight was close. It could have gone either way. But my response to that is, like, the whole Whitaker-Chavez fight, I remember that, you know, people were so disgusted with that draw, and everyone thought Whitaker won. But most people scored that fight 7 rounds to 5. But those 7 rounds that Whitaker won, he clearly won them. There was no way you could have given them to Chavez. It was almost impossible, right?
Yeah.
So at the very least, okay, I can't see how anyone could not give Chisora the first 5, and I could not see how anyone could not give him the 12th. So that's 6 rounds plus the knockdown. At the very least, Chisora wins by a point.
Yes.
I just can't, as Fight Doctor said, Chisora was the one who was making the fight. Parker looked very uncomfortable in there with Chisora's tactics, how he was mauling him on the inside, how he would just come forward, and he always would be punching with the free hand when Parker tried to hold him on the inside.
Yeah.
He mauled him, he manhandled him, fought a very physical fight, and Parker just did not look at all comfortable in there with the pace of the fight, especially early on. Parker likes to start slow. He likes to be methodical. He likes to work his way into the fight. Chisora didn't give him the time to work his way into the fight, and the only reason why he did start to get into the fight a little bit in those middle rounds is because Chisora got tired. But Chisora dug down deep in that 12th round, and he really gutted it out, and I thought he clearly won that 12th round. And this is why, to me, it was very disturbing to see Chisora work so hard in that 12th round to salvage, would have been on my card. He still would have won.
Yeah.
Because I aimed the first 6. Still would have won by a point.
Put the stamp on it.
But he made sure that he left nothing to doubt in that 12th round. And even Andy Lee, who was Joseph Parker's trainer, said, I don't know, I'm not sure if we got this. I don't think we got this. We may not have this. For your trainer to say that, I mean, that speaks volumes. So I just think that Chisora did a beautiful job. He fought aggressively. Obviously, he's not going to be able to outbox Joseph Parker from the outside, so he had to take the fight to the inside, make it an ugly fight. But he also did land some good shots in there. He went southpaw a few times, landed the right hook. He did get creative a little bit in there. He did, it wasn't all just a maul type performance. He actually did have some good tactics in there. He made some good, he boxed very well as well in there. You know, made himself a compact target on the inside. He got low. A lot of those shots that Parker was landing, they were grazing the top of his head, so he didn't really take much damage. He just got tired. Got tired. So I just couldn't see how you couldn't give that fight to Chisora. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and that was the 9th round we just watching, and so far it's been all Chisora. 9th round, people would have you believe that Joseph Parker came back strong in the 9th round. Didn't really come back strong. He just stepped it up a notch and started winning a couple rounds. But damn, what I saw. This is what I saw. This is what I saw. I can click off. I can turn off and come back, and Chisora is attacking Parker. constantly.
And look what Parker's continually trying to do here. He's continually trying to create space, and he's trying to catch Chisora coming in. But Chisora, what he's doing is he's turning his head, rolling with some of these shots, and he's tucking his chin and he's getting low. And a lot of these shots are grazing on top of his head, and he's still forcing his way in. And then he's starting to rip Parker's body, and he's starting to back him up. You know what I mean? So, and the right hands that Chisora was landing were much cleaner, I thought.
Absolutely. I mean, people are saying that Chisora.
Look at his body work. Look at his body work right here.
Yeah. People are saying that Parker was the more accurate, but really, we always see his
punching with the free hand. Always punching with the free hand. You got to score those. You can't not score those punches.
They're scoring shots. Parker was glancing with a lot of his shots, and people don't seem to acknowledge that. Some people don't want to acknowledge that. They say that Chisora was missing, but Parker was hitting. No, Parker was missing a lot. And Parker was missing a lot. Let's face it.
Watch when Chisora gets close. Look how he bends his knees, tucks his chin, and dips down. Makes himself a compact target. It's hard to hit him. Look at him. He keeps touching the top of his head because he's tucking his chin and he's crunching down. When you get up close, you're always taught to make yourself a compact target. When you go outside, that's when you stand tall. When you get up close, you bend.
This is the 9th round, and Parker ain't landed nothing clean yet.
Look at him. Look at how he gets down in that crouch, and Parker can't touch him. This is great boxing right here. It's great boxing.
It's great boxing. It was a great fight. It was great boxing. And we're seeing a hell of a lot of skill. People, you see, this is myth busting, ladies and gentlemen. We're busting myths. Parker was supposed to be the one landing. No, we're seeing him miss.
You know what it's like, Ralph? You and I are like, you know when you go to a jewelry store, right? You got that jeweler behind the counter. You're looking to buy a diamond for your girl or whatever.
Yeah.
And you look at that diamond and it looks awesome to you. But then you got that jeweler behind the counter, looks at it with that little loop, that magnified loop. He can see all the imperfections. When you and I watch boxing, we're like that jeweler. We can see the little intricacies. All these other people, they listen to these announcers or whatever. They need to be told what's going on. We can see things with that magnifying loop, the little subtleties you and I can see. These other people just can't see.
100%, 100%.
That's what it is.
The narrative.
That's what it is, Ralph.
Look at this. Look at this. So he missed it with 2 shots. He just threw 2 shots and missed. Okay.
Look how he rolls. Look how he's rolling. See how he's rolling away from those shots, riding them out, and they're barely touching them.
It is beautiful work by Derek Chisora.
Watch when he gets in. Watch how he drops. Watch how he drops down. Look at him drop down. Boom, he drops down and rips those bodies. I mean, come on. This is classic boxing.
This is beautiful work. Look at that.
This is classic.
Look at that.
This is old school. This is old school boxing.
This is beautiful work. We're changing the narratives. Where are the people? Look at that.
Slip the jab. Rolls away from the right hand. Look at this classic boxing. Cut it out. Cut it out. I don't want to hear Chisora can't box. I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it. Look at that. Look at Parker touched him infrequently.
This is masterclass right here. This is masterclass.
This is the 9th round. We've watched almost the entire 9th round, and Parker has barely touched him.
Look at how he sits down, Ralph. Look at him sit down when he gets in there. He's sitting down, and Parker don't know what to do. And what Parker do? He falls. Parker falls right in because he don't know how to deal with it.
Sunk it in. So I say again, all the people who are saying, "No, Raph, now you got it wrong." You've seen it here. We've watched almost an entire 9th round.
They don't know what they're watching. They don't know.
9th round. We've watched almost an entire 9th round, and we've done it in bloody slow motion.
They don't know what they're watching. They can't tell the difference between boxing and real boxing and crappy boxing. If they took the Pepsi challenge, they wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Parker has barely touched him. Has he even one good shot?
Look at him. Look how he gets down. Look at every time he gets close. What's he do? He crouches down low so Parker can't hit him.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this head move. Watch the head movement. Look at the head movement too, Ralph. Look at the head movement. Look at this. Boom.
Look at this.
Boom. Look at this. And what's he do? He can't. He knows he can't. He knows Parker's out of range. You can't hit him in the head. What's he do? Jabs him right in the chest. Look at this classic scoring right here.
Scoring shots. Chisora
right in the chest.
making the scoring shots.
Right in the chest. Look at this. And what's Parker doing? Parker's not backing up on his own volition. He's being forced back by the aggressiveness of
Look at that
Chisora.
again. Look at that again.
Forced back.
Look at that again.
Forced
Misses
back.
with one, glances
Jab
with the
right
elbow.
again in the chest.
Typical round. This was deep in the rounds where people said that Joseph Parker came back. We're watching it with your own two eyes. Clean shot.
I'm afraid to watch this fight again because I gave Chisora 7 rounds. Maybe I'll give him eight or 9 if I watch it again.
Rolling. We've just seen it in slow motion, Beeb. All the fake narrative people. I'm sorry. We've just seen it in slow motion, Beeb.
This was Exhibit A right here. Irrefutable.
Right here. Right here. And it was random. It was a random round. We were talking for a long time. The thing must have, well, it's in slow motion. So
Look at that beautiful left hook. See that left hook right there? Little short left hook. Bam.
Hey, who's the more skillful in this fight, Beeb? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it now.
Chisora was definitely the ring general. Chisora was the ring general.
It's
Look at that.
Chisora.
Boom, right in the face. Nice little freaking. Look at the southpaw jab. Look at this.
Yeah, they're
Look
gonna
at
call
this.
me mad. They're gonna call me mad. So I'm gonna say it again.
Look at him. He switched to southpaw.
I'm gonna say it
Look at
again.
him,
Who
look at
was the
the
more
southpaw.
skillful? It
We're
was Chisora. Who was the most skillful in this fight? It was Chisora. He's the one sinking them shots in. He's the one rolling them. I almost swore. He's the one rolling with the shots. He's the one who's barely getting hit
This
with
may
the
be
big shots 'cause he's slow.
Chisora. This is arguably Chisora's best performance. I'm going to have
I
to
think
say.
so. I think so. I think so.
Gonna have to say it.
Alongside up there with the second fight with Dillian White. But in
Yeah.
terms of technique, the second fight was superior in my humble
Yeah,
opinion.
he actually did better in the second fight, except for the fact that he got knocked out.
Yeah,
Horrible.
except for that. Other than that, I agree with it. I agree with it.
I have to agree with you.
Eric and Fight Doctor come back in.
Yeah, I think there's no question who the more skillful guy in this fight was. It was Chisora without question.
There's no question.
Like
There's no question.
Beef said, the guy was, turning southpaw, giving him different looks. And yeah, I saw a guy who looked like he took his training camp more seriously than the other guy, and it showed in the ring. And I saw another guy who just looked befuddled for most of the fight. And the fact,
it's true.
and I mean, the guy just seemed like he didn't know exactly what to do.
We're smashing narrative, folks. I'm sorry. A lot of people said, but Joseph was more skillful, and I didn't challenge it. I let it go. But we're looking at this thing in slow-mo. You tell me who's the more skillful operator in there, who is being the most skillful operator in there. I'm sorry, folks. We're smashing narratives over here. It's the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio.
No.
Hit that
No
like
I
button.
looked uncomfortable that full round.
Hit that share button.
No, go to a job interview and you lie on your resume. Tell the guy that's interviewing you, yeah, I did this, that, and third. Or you tell him, like, I graduated the top 3 in my class, but you really graduated the top 10 in your class. Now, graduating the top 10 in your class is still good. But if you're telling him you did the top 3, you're overrating yourself. Doesn't mean you're not good. Doesn't mean you're not smart. Being top 10 is good, but you're not top 3. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So Joseph Parker, by me saying he's overrated, doesn't mean I don't think he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's as good as advertised. He's supposed to be this masterclass boxer. He just got out techniqued, in my opinion. He got outfought. He got outfought by a guy who was thought to be lesser than him in terms of boxing skills.
Yeah, Park is Chisora Joseph Parker level, or is Joseph Parker Chisora level? It's a bit of a conundrum, and I don't know
With all due respect,
yeah,
my answer to that question is
yeah,
Joseph Parker is Derek Chisora level.
yeah,
Yep, I agree.
I'm gonna have to say it.
yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah,
And you know what?
Chisora's not. It's weird saying Chisora's not Parker's level. Chisora's not the level what Parker's perceived to be.
Yeah,
Should we say?
yeah.
If we say it that way,
In my
Parker's
opinion,
definitely Chisora's level.
in my opinion, Joseph Parker is like maybe a top 12 heavyweight. He's in the bottom end of like the top 12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joseph Parker would struggle to beat. He'd struggle against Joe Joyce.
I think Dillian White, Joe Joyce. I even think Usyk would beat Parker right now, to be honest with him.
Yeah.
As crazy that may sound.
Yeah, I didn't
I'll
think
tell you,
he'd
all
be
the guys. I put Dillian White above Parker. I think
definitely.
Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, maybe even I think Andrew Ruiz. I thought Andrew Ruiz did beat him, but didn't get the
I thought
decision.
Andy Ruiz beat him as well, to be fair.
Yeah, so I think Andrew Ruiz would beat him. I think a lot of guys would beat him. That's not just.
Yeah, I
You
do.
go back. You go back. I was on a panel on Thursday, and I was asked who was going to win this fight. I actually picked Chisora, and the reason I picked Chisora was I don't like the fact that Parker starts slow. Chisora starts fast, and he's very aggressive. Parker likes to back up, and a lot of times when you're backing up, you're giving the perception to the judges that you're giving ground. And it's one thing backing up and sucking a guy into counters, but Parker just backs up.
He's not landing anything. He's not landing anything. Not even his jab. His jab's not even.
He has a hard time
the
gauging
fight.
Distance. See how he's
I haven't seen Joseph Parker hit Chisora with a solid punch in the 2 rounds we just watched.
You see how he's backing up here, but he's still missing with his jab?
Yes.
Because he doesn't know how to gauge distance properly.
His jab coming forward, it's nothing
to rhythm. It's a rhythm breaker. It's called a rhythm breaker.
He's just pumping it. It's not even a strong jab.
That's the jab I used to throw back in the day when I was tired, just so I can keep the guy off me a little bit. Look at what a beautiful body shot there. Look at that. That's classic.
Those shots connected then, and Parker backed up straight away. He didn't even want to capitalize.
Parker didn't win. There's no. I just can't see how Parker.
He didn't want to press it. He did. This is the 10th round, you know.
I have to say, I really enjoyed that whole card. That was a great card.
So
Tone says Polish judge was on the cheap vodka from morning.
Yeah, I think that Campbell
I
Hatton's.
just need to explain to B the joke. B, we get some cheaper. They get some cheaper Eastern European beverages that we've never seen before in the shops now. With foreign names and
really
very cheap prices. So we reckon the Polish judge was on some cheap Latvian.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
You know what? Judge. Watching this in slow-mo is really upsetting. This judge is really upsetting me. He's really, really upsetting me.
Eric and I both.
Even when you watch it on full speed, Chisora wins the fight. But then you watch it in slow-mo and you just think, how can that judge at what point can he only give Chisora basically the first and the last round? The second.
My God, that's horrible. That's horrible what he did. It's horrible what he did. I was speechless. This is the 10th round where he's supposed to be allegedly moving away with the fight. He ain't done jack. He ain't. He ain't. It's now people are seeing what I saw. Or some people saw it, but then some people second guess themselves. People can really mess themselves up in their minds by clouding their own judgment. Well, this slow-mo shows you that my judgment ain't cloudy, mate.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about Parker won it with the flurries.
Look at this.
We're waiting.
My question, what the hell fight were those judges watching? What the hell could they see? What the hell couldn't they see?
I think they got the fumes of the Polish judge. It was difficult for him to give Joseph Parker rounds, and now you see why. Because he was barely landing with anything flush. But the volume, have one in the ear, and the volume was clearly on Derek Chisora's side, and you've seen exactly what we've seen, which is Joseph Parker basically taking a shellacking and having very little to offer in return. Ladies and gentlemen, let's cut the crap. Joseph Parker lost decidedly. And to me, in my book, decidedly and decisively. And let's go to the poll. Let's stop sharing that and let's share the poll that I made yesterday, around 24 hours ago. Where are we? Where's the poll? Boom. Let's share that with the people. Is this it? Okay, here it is. Let me make sure that you can see. Oh, no, let me blow it up. I want everybody to see the poll. Total disclosure. Okay, it should be clearer now. Let me verify. Yes, that's relatively clear. Let me just blow it up just a tad more. I don't want any ambiguity. I want you to be able to see what I can see. Okay, I think you can. Okay, so Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, that's the name of the channel, folks. If you have not already, hit that subscription button. Hit that subscription button. If you've not hit the bell icon, then please.
I didn't even see this poll. I gotta vote. I
Yeah.
gotta vote in this poll. I'm gonna go vote after the show. I didn't
Nice.
even know you put this up.
Yeah, man. 1 day ago, 24 hours ago, 25 hours ago, 26 hours ago, something like that. 72 votes. Okay, 72
Yeah,
votes.
24% of people do not know how to score a fight, apparently. Okay?
Well, 72 votes and
73. I've just voted.
Let's refresh. Let's refresh. Let's refresh. Boom, boom, boom. Derek was telling the truth, folks. In case you didn't know, it's there. 73. 73 votes. Who won? Derek Chisora, 77%. Ladies and gentlemen, let's cut the crap. Let's just please, can we just be honest for a change? Can we just honestly say what we see? And what we see is Joseph Parker taking a shellacking. You see it for yourself, folks. You got two functioning eyeballs. And you've been watching, you've been seeing what we've been seeing. And every time we randomly click back to that fight, what we see is Joseph Parker retreating and Derek Chisora attacking with scoring shots primarily. The narrative that people tried to spit was that, Joseph Parker threw less punches, but he was more accurate. Well, you have seen for yourself throughout this night in slow-mo that Joseph Parker was missing more than he was hitting by far. Barely hitting. He was barely hitting. Let's be honest. That's what we see. And 77%. Let me refresh again, just in case. Where are we? 77.
Yeah, listen, honestly, I didn't see Joseph Parker landing a lot of clean, effective punches.
Not at all. 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 But it's very clear there. I did another one on Twitter, but I didn't put the hashtags in, so didn't get as big a response. But we can maybe get to have a look at that. But really, what I want to see is what's going on now. We're going back to Derek Chisora versus what is this here? Okay, so we've randomly gone back, and this is what we see. What do we see? We see him coming out for probably the 11th round, I would imagine. But I have to be okay. So fine. Yeah. So that's Mr. Dawkins. Get one of Chisora's beef burgers. Yeah, man. He always likes to share his beef burgers with the people. I mean,
where does he buy those from? Where does he get those from?
Five Guys. Five Guys.
Oh, you guys got Five Guys out there?
Yeah, we got Five Guys. I've never had one.
Oh, okay.
Have you?
Yeah, we have those out here.
No, but have you had one? A Five Guy burger?
No. I heard they're pretty good though.
I've heard they're pretty good. I've never actually had one. I should. I want to try one. They have a good reputation. Why do you attract all the weird? Hey, it's weird. I don't call them weirdos. Call them weird and wonderful. We do seem to be a place where, you know, the winos, some of the YouTube winos may stop by some from time to time, but it's okay. They're harmless. They won't hurt you. Let's take nothing but facts. She's talking to the other guy there. She's talking about JD. Oh, you're talking about, oh my gosh. Okay, folks, play nice. That's all I can say. Okay. So, everybody, have I said? I think I've said. Yeah, I think I said. It was a clear victory by Derek Chisora for me. And I think you can see why. Anybody with functioning eyeballs who can see what's on the screen can see why. Joseph Parker's night, he got beat, ladies and gentlemen, without a shadow of doubt in my mind. And case damn well closed. You've seen it for yourself. You can't. Okay. Let it be. Parker was floppy, not the gloves. Oh my gosh. What's going on here? Okay. So is anybody Yeah, no harassment. Is somebody harassing somebody? Okay. So, okay, let's be nice. Make sure everybody's being nice. Make sure Andy Lee poisoned Parker's drink. Okay, because Parker didn't win that fight. Okay. And we have to get out of that. And time is going. It's gone. But we're gonna have to touch on Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders, the fight doctor. His father's not very happy. Billy Joe Saunders said that Eddie Hearn should have been promoting him more. But then when they asked Eddie Hearn, why is Billy Joe Saunders not out there promoting? Eddie just said he doesn't want to do any promotional work. He doesn't want to be doing any promotional work. So Billy Joe Saunders is saying that he's complaining he's not getting promoted, and on the other hand, he doesn't want to do any promotional work. The fight doctor. Let's do it all in one. And also, Billy Joe Saunders' father is complaining about the size of the ring. They don't like the size of the ring. I don't know if it's too big or too small, but yeah, Billy Joe Saunders doing a lot of complaining. Is he justified or unjustified? Is Eddie Hearn doing right by him, or is Eddie Hearn just wanting him to lose so he can go ahead and promote another big fight for Canelo?
You asking my opinion?
Yeah.
I think Billy Joe Saunders should just shut up. And here's the reason why. You signed with Eddie Hearn. So decisions have consequences, okay? And you signed with Eddie Hearn. So now you have to deal with the consequences of your decision. Same thing with Terrence Crawford, right? You signed with Bob Arum. Bob Arum is not promoting you. You're contracted with the guy, so now you have to deal with the consequences. Next time, sign with someone who's less of a shady promoter. And look, if I'm Billy Joe Saunders, I'm not quite sure why I'm complaining, because he just got you a Canelo fight. So what is there to complain about? Listen, this is the biggest payday of your career by far, the highest profile fight of your career by far. What is there to complain about? I don't get it.
Then in comes the Iron Kong. Iron Kong, how you doing, my friend?
Raphie, I told you already, the picture in my avatar is Billy Joe Saunders cranking up a vintage 1840s excuse machine. Billy Joe Saunders is an absolute fool. His father's on YouTube talking, they want Billy Joe to box in an 18-foot ring. He's this, he's that. Since this fight has been announced, Billy Joe Saunders has been whining about something. This is since last year. Oh, I don't have enough time to train. I don't have enough this. He comes over here. He actually gets the fight. Apparently, the fight's been signed twice now. Once before COVID, didn't happen. After that, signed again. Now Billy Joe Saunders and his father, all they've been doing is complaining. I'm not doing no press, but I need more publicity. The ring too small. What is Eddie Hearn doing? But Eddie Hearn is not your manager. MTK is your manager. So a lot of these things Billy Joe complaining about, it's Billy Joe's fault. What are you complaining about? You said you could beat this man and you could do this and you could do that. Go in there and beat this man. I don't want to hear all that, man. I'm here for the Billy Joe Saunders. Then his father's on talking about it's time, Canelo likes beef, Mexican beef, as if Billy Joe Saunders don't like nasal spray. What are we talking about here? I'm here for the Billy Joe Saunders slander. This is what I've been waiting on. Let's go. Let's have it.
Well, damn, it's Beeb's turn. Beeb, come in. Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe. Oh, Beeb. It's two Beebs? Damn. How is that possible? Beeb, you're in two places at the same time. How you do that? Yeah, Beeb, I can see you. You're right there. What's going on? Is somebody hijacking? I can see B, but I can't hear it.
Okay, I'm back, brother.
Yeah, I can hear you. Billy Joe Saunders, his father, Billy Joe Saunders is complaining that he's not getting enough promotion in the Canelo fight. And then on the other hand, when they ask Eddie Hearn, where is Billy Joe? He said, Billy Joe's not doing any promoting. They say, what? And he said, Billy Joe's not doing any promoting. He doesn't want to. Why? He doesn't want to do any promoting. Oh, so he wants promotion, but he doesn't want to do any promoting. That is peculiar. And then I just heard from the Iron Kong that Billy Joe's father is complaining that the ring's is it too big or too small? What's his problem with the 18-foot ring?
He said it's too small. He said it's too small.
Oh, well, is the ring, have they got a contractually agreed size of ring?
Apparently, the guy from the YouTube channel asked him, was that in the contract? He said yes.
Oh, shizzle, my nizzle. Shizzle.
So,
well, if it's in the contract, then they have to, well, I don't know. I mean, damn. I don't know. I mean, Well, I mean, if it's in the contract, then they should do what's in the contract. So it's a legitimate gripe.
No. Apparently, the guy said, was it agreed upon? Apparently, this said, I guess y'all are the boxing expert. Is it 25 feet is the maximum?
Okay, yeah.
Apparently, it's 18. So I don't know where they're trying to get it at. But apparently, how it seemed like from the interview, y'all have to watch the interview yourself. Don't let me tell you what the guy said.
Yeah.
It seems like whatever they agreed to, Canelo is apparently close to that, but they want more. So.
They want more in terms of ring size.
Yeah. So he's mad, and they're gonna pull out if they're not budging. They're gonna pull out, and all of this. I'm like, man, just pull out the fight. You know you want to pull out long time. Just pull out the fight, sir.
They're gonna pull out. Oh my God, ridiculous. Oh, they're gonna pull out like Chisora was gonna pull out.
Yeah.
I hope they don't pull out. But if he pulls out, he's ruined his career. He ain't pulling out. Oh, mind you, I don't know, because he could just go with the MTK. They got big money. Normally you'd say somebody's not going to pull out, but I don't know, man. He's got his MTK backed. I don't know. Maybe he might. It's unstable. The Beeb, Billy Joe Saunders. What's going on?
It sounds like he's got cold feet, man. It's I don't know. It just seems like ever since this fight was signed between him and his father, they just keep complaining about stuff. And when you fight Canelo, Canelo's going to be the A side. That.
Yeah.
So I don't think Canelo's really. It doesn't seem like his side is doing. Wanting an excessive amount of leverage here. I don't think he's looking for that. So. I mean, what did they do? Did they go out and they measure the ring? Are they that meticulous on what's going on right now, or what?
Well, you saw when Fury was over there in Dusseldorf. You saw how they was looking at every single thing. You saw the gloves, the ring, not even the ring, the padding.
The padding
under the canvas. I mean, they're very meticulous, them boys. I mean, who's with Billy Joe? Mark Tibbs, but I mean, he's from the Fury family, though, isn't he? I mean, Billy Joe is around the Furies a lot, so a lot that they know, he will know. And he was an Olympian, wasn't he? So, well, they kicked him out of the Olympics, but he actually got there, Billy Joe. So he ain't no novice in the game. And so, yeah, I guess but I mean, damn, I'm gonna have to listen to the interview myself to see. To find out the minutia of the shizzle.
I heard about it, but I didn't actually hear the interview either. So I'm gonna have to go back and look. What are they saying? The ring's 18 feet or something like that, or what size is the ring?
The guy said his father said it's 18 feet now. That they have to fight in. He says no, they can't expect Billy Joe to box in that ring. So I'm like, what? Apparently 18 is legal. So what's happening here? He's not trying to get you. I mean, what's happening? Does Billy Joe plan to run around the ring? I understand that's your style, but you ain't A side, sir.
This is crazy, man. This is crazy. It's another excuse every day.
This dude cranking up the excuse machine. These guys are making it out like the world is against them. I'm not getting. Oh, they complain about. Oh, they had to fly over their own team. They all got a handful of tickets. I'm like, what? What is all this? Oh, the reporter asked him, "Why are you not doing media?" Oh, well, Billy Joe has done tons of media, but we don't want no cameras following them around, telling them to do this and telling them to do that. I'm like, man, what the f is this? Just shut up.
Shut up and fight. Shut up and fight. Nothing but excuses. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, sure. Damn. Okay. So I can't really say much more than that. What do I say about Billy Joe? Well, I think, hold on, what's that? And what's that? Why have I got so many damn windows open? Claims he never, well, no, that's a Billy Joe topic, but I don't think it's pertinent. I think we've said enough about the Billy Joe. What else can I say about Billy Joe? Billy Joe, Billy Jean, Billy Joe, Billie Jean. Let me pull up something from earlier on today. Let me pull it up. We're coming close to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit all the good buttons. Oh yeah, here it is. Let me bring it. Let me show it to y'all. Let me stop sharing that. Somebody's asked me to show the 12th round, but this is the 12th round right here. 12th round right here. Boom. Where are we at? Oh, okay. Didn't really have the full power on that, but still. Anyway, okay. Let's come out to that because I want to show you. I want to show you something else. It'll probably still be going on when I come back to it after this. We're talking about Billy Joe, so let's finish off talking about Billy Joe. Where is this here? I don't know what the hell it is. Let me refresh my memory. What is it here? Okay, so what is it? What was the question? Was there a question? Oh, there it is. That's the point. You can't hit what you can't see. And somebody came up with an interesting quip, and I think that person was me. And let's have what I said. Okay, so all right, I retweeted it. Okay, Canelo gonna have his binoculars on standby if Billie Jean starts dancing. And yeah, don't forget, it's the podcast Boxing Talk with Raphie 267 tonight, 9:30 p.m. UK time.
That's right.
They say you can't hit what you can't see. Well, if that's the case, then Canelo's gonna have his binoculars out. And what did James Jameson say? Canelo ain't David Lemieux. Billie Jean Ho is gonna get knocked out. I just like to say that the views and opinions of guests and the people in the chat, the fellows in the chat, the ladies in the chat, are not necessarily reflected in the views of the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. That's just a disclaimer. Okay. Okay. I thought Innocent Parker versus Chisora was a pretty even fight. Chizzy misses a lot of OMG. Myth busted. James Jameson in slow-mo. I want to do 100 lines, sir. 100 lines and say Chisora was way better than I realized when I saw it in slow-mo. Okay, that's the only correct answer, James. Okay, so that's it. That's all I got to say about Billy Joe. Billy Joe, I could say more, but I'm not going to say more today. I do have some compliments for Billy Joe. Billy Joe is a very talented boxer. He did make it to the Olympics. But he's a very odd character, very strange character, and I'm afraid to say at times he's a very unsavory character. Very unsavory, and it's unfortunate because he has a lot of talent, but I think there's some issues there, and there's some issues there with a lot of boxers. They do get hit in the head, and so that can, impair thinking later on in life. It's called punch drunk. I don't think Billy's punch drunk, but what I'm trying to say is that some guys come into boxing slightly weird, And I think Billy Joe would admit that he is slightly weird, does weird things, does unsavory things, says unsavory things. It's unfortunate, but he's a talented boxer. I'll go into that later on in the week. I'll talk more seriously about Billy Joe. Beeb, is there anything you want to say about Billy Joe? Did I ask you?
You did, yeah. It seems like he's gotten cold feet here.
Yeah.
It looks like the moment's getting the better of him. I don't think he's ever been in a fight of this magnitude before. So maybe nerves are settling in a little bit here. I think it's a tall task for him. Like I said on the show, I think he's been slowing down a little bit. People are talking about the movement and what have you, but Canelo's learned over the years how to deal with movement. He's learned how to cut the ring off. He's learned how to throw feints a little bit. And he's learned how to get inside and work the body on guys. And he's kind of learned how to also not chase guys. And so I think Canelo's going to win a decision here, but I hope it's an entertaining fight, and I hope it's not one-sided like the Callum Smith fight was, because that was supposed to be a competitive fight too. A lot of people are saying that this is going to be a competitive fight. I'm not so sure. I see Canelo winning a pretty comfortable decision in this fight, in my opinion.
Yeah. Can we see the final round? Yeah, you're showing bits. I'm showing you little bits. You know what I mean? There's certain issues I have to be mindful of. I'm showing you little bits. This is the 12th round. Is 1 minute and 35 seconds deep.
Let's not get distracted in the Billy Ho Sanders slander here. Let's keep this hot.
Well,
let's keep this pot cooking.
Well, I mean, we're done with Billy Joe, and the next thing, unless I don't know if anybody wants to say any final thing on Billy Joe.
This may be the one time, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, that the UK guys are actually not going to go for the UK fighter this time.
Not me. Billy Joe is just too unsavory. I mean, no, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying I won't be. I think Billy Joe is a little bit unsavory. Little bit unsavory.
I'm not a big fan of the personality either, to be honest with you.
No. You don't. I don't find him endearing. Find him endearing.
Guys, can I add something real quick?
Yeah.
I'm picking Canelo in this fight, but I would not be surprised to see Saunders make it interesting or even close.
I think Saunders will make it interesting, though. I think he will make it interesting. I think that he's a very wily guy. That's what I was trying to allude to. He's wily. He's a wily fighter.
I think it's been well documented that Alvarez has problems with southpaws.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it has. Yeah.
I'll go along with that.
Yeah. I think it's going to be an interesting. I think Billy Joe's not going to come down there to lie down. I think Billie Jean, Chaka Khan. I think Billy Joe is going to make it interesting. I think Billy Joe is a very good boxer. I don't have a problem with Billy Joe as a boxer, even though, I do have a problem with him as a boxer. I think he's underpowered. But in his favor, in his credit, I will say that. Damn, what was going on there? Did Joseph do something? Miss. Did Joseph do something? Oh, and then he's backing out again. Okay, cool. This is the 12th round, folks. So I find him underpowered, but he does have an idea. He does have an idea about boxing. He does know how to move. He does know where to be, where not to be. Generally, listen, he's got a good ring IQ, in my opinion. He's got a good ring IQ. And there was a punch there. Chisora is moving away from these punches. Look, he's just moving away. Bloody hell. He's moving away from the punches. Anyway.
Can we take a tangent real quick? Just a short, quick tangent. So I was watching the interwebs, the YouTubes on the interwebs, and I saw an interview by Eddie Reynoso, or an interview of Eddie Reynoso. And apparently now Team Alvarez is considering a fight with Beterbiev.
I heard that, yeah.
Well, Beterbiev didn't look too great last time out, so now they're
which I find very interesting, because I think I called it on this very show that if Beterbiev looks less than stellar, if he looks beatable in his next fight, which he did in his last fight, that he would get called out by Team Alvarez, and lo and behold, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, you did. You did call that. You did.
I'll be honest with you. I was hearing for about the past couple of months, even before that performance, that they were considering him to fighting Beterbiev.
They were talking about it, but there was no passion.
Yeah,
talking about it, but there was no passion.
I'll be honest with you. I think Canelo would beat Beterbiev, to be honest with you.
Now he's got.
I kind of thought he would, because I didn't like how Beterbiev was like squared up a lot. I didn't think he was a great defensive fighter. I actually thought that Vosdick was winning that fight before he got stopped, whether it matters or not. But I just think Beterbiev can be outboxed.
Yeah, he's looking like he can be outboxed now, but for a long time people thought, oh, he's a crusher. He's gonna.
Well, I mean, he just willed his way through a lot of fights. I mean, he's very heavy-handed. He's not an explosive guy, but he's like one of those heavy-handed clubbing type guys, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So I think we've talked about Billy Joe.
Let me get my final word on Billy Joe.
Okay, get in there.
You can't promote somebody who's out here paying drug addicts, homeless people to assault passersby. No. You can't promote somebody who got kicked off the Olympic squad for exposing themselves to passersby.
Yeah.
You can't promote somebody who on a live YouTube stream with that same promoter hoisted up a cow's tail to show its privates to everybody. They're showing that David Lemieux highlight because that's pretty much the only highlight Billy Joe Saunders has. Other than that, Billy Joe Saunders don't have no more highlights to show. If you realize, it's very hard to find a Billy Joe Saunders highlight. Nobody talks about any Billy Joe Saunders fight. Like, man, you got to watch this fight. Not even that David Lemieux fight. Nobody watches that fight, like has watched that fight twice. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Billy Joe Saunders is not worth promoting. He's talking about Eddie Hearn double booked the fight. Well, he double booked Canelo double booked Billy Joe Saunders before Avni Yildirim.
Yeah.
So what's the problem? Canelo instructed Eddie Hearn to look here. If I win this fight, start planning my other fight. That's Eddie Hearn's job. You don't think Eddie Hearn has a plan for Billy Joe after that? It's easy for Eddie Hearn. It's gonna be in England. That's easy work.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying? Billy Joe Saunders is looking for excuses to get out of this fight. He's not worth promoting. He's not somebody you want to have these belts, because really Billy Joe Saunders, even in England, not gonna sell no tickets.
No.
It's the same. It's the same with Tyson. When he won those belts, people were not buying the Klitschko 2 tickets. They just don't care. You understand?
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Yes. Let me stop sharing. What? Is that it? That's it. That's the and I'm sorry, folks, but look at the I bet. You know, it's worse in slow-mo. It's worse for Joseph Parker in slow-mo, because you see how much he really missed. And that was barely hit. Derek Chisora was riding the shots, and Joseph Parker knows it. He was riding the shots, and Joseph Parker knows it. Yeah, he can pull in a few thousand at. You can pull in a few thousand.
Let me ask you this, Ralph.
Yeah.
If Billy Joe loses, right? Could he drop down to 160 and fight Chris Eubank Jr. in a rematch? Would that be a good fight over in the UK that people Yeah, because I think that would be a good fight.
That'd be a great fight. I love it. I'd love it. I want to see them go again. I would love it, mate. Billy can pull in a few thousand at Stevenage FC. He absolutely can. Okay, so, damn. Let's not forget what's going on in the background. Let's not forget what's. I'm sorry, folks. I think we've done some serious myth busting. We've done some serious myth busting here tonight, because the narrative was that the better quality work was coming from Billy. No, not Billy. Joseph Parker. I'm sorry, folks. We've seen it in slow-mo, and that is not the case. Joseph Parker could barely hit Chisora square. Could barely do it. And he said himself, if you think that, Joseph Parker said himself at the end of the fight, said, if you think you can do it, you get in there with him. You get in there with him. I think that's what Joseph Parker said. He said, "You get in there with him." What's he doing?
So speaking of myth busting,
Oh, hold on a second. Joseph Parker sitting down at the end of the 12th.
Oh, he's exhausted, Ralph.
He's just sitting down.
He's exhausted. Look at him.
What the hell's going on? Derek Chisora standing up. He's sitting down. What the hell is this? What the hell is this?
He's exhausted, Ralph.
He's busting the narratives, Beeb. Everything we've seen flies in the face of the Parker 1 narrative. Everything we've seen. He was missing more than Chisora was missing. He was hitting less than Chisora was hitting. Jeez. This slow-mo has been brutal on Joseph Parker. It just highlights everything that I thought I saw. It just confirmed what I thought I saw, I knew I saw. But this, geez, holy hell. Listen, anybody who think Chisora Parker won, I suggest you don't watch this. I suggest you don't watch these clips. I really do, because you see how wrong you were. War Chisora won the fight to me. I don't know. My opinion. Congratulations to him, though, on his win. Hey, if you scroll back an hour or 2 or 3 and watch it from then you'll see the clips. Every time I've randomly gone to a clip like that, I see something like that. That's not a happy corner. Joseph Parker looks battered, not in the face, but in the body. Just taking it out of him. And the guy is the old man, 37-year-old old man. That's the music. That's the music, by the way, folks. I don't know if you can even hear it. It goes every now and then. Wow. And we saw Joseph Parker. I mean, Derek Chisora was the more skillful operator in that fight. He was just anybody who thought Joseph Parker won. I don't think you think that now. No way, no how. His own country, empty stadium, empty stands in the UK. Okay, but guys, this is a bit of a sensitive one. It's a bit of a sensitive one, but we can't bury our heads in the sand. Let me just drop down some. And for anybody who just jumped in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. To everybody who, we're going to cover one quick thing, but to everybody who contributed, became a sponsor on the show, I thoroughly appreciate that. And I'll read out the list of sponsors at the end of the show. I'll pull that up. Lisa Bayliss was the first one. And Aaron Daly was another. And James Jameson made a couple of much appreciated contributions from all of you. Lisa Bayliss, Aaron Daly, James Jameson, much appreciation to you guys that keep this thing going, helping with the funding. So it's thoroughly appreciated. It don't go to me, it goes straight back into the show. High fiber, high speed fiber, broadband don't come cheap. Streaming don't come cheap. So all those contributions that you make go straight back into the channel, and it's much appreciated. Okay. And everybody, just people who smash the like buttons, people who remember to smash the like buttons, the like button, that is very helpful also. People who share the show, that is very helpful also. You could tell, can't you? This is the replay. They found every second, every half a second that and that was glancing, moving away. They found every second that Parker did good. Every second with those glancing shots of Parker's. You only see that in the replay though, when they condense them. In normal play, you don't see that. You see that once every few rounds in that fight. Okay, so we're gonna have to get to this. We're gonna have to get to this. It's the talk of the town. It is Very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, but let me go into my likes and let's pull up. Hold on up. I'm not still sharing that. Yeah, okay, that's good. Let's pull up what I'm looking for. Let's pull it up and let me share it with you. It's in the like. Oh my gosh. OMG. And there it is. It's very unfortunate, but let me share that with you right now. Let's have a quick look. So that's the real. Forget about the highlights. That's the real. That's in real time. Okay, and let me just pause on that. I don't even think we need to see any more because that's the end of that. All we get after that is the announcement, the very unsavory announcement, the very unfair announcement. Okay, so what am I sharing? Oh yeah, I'm sharing the Twitter. Okay, this is going to be the last thing, folks, but we have to talk about it. We have to address it because it's real. Okay, so what the hell did I just do? That's there. James Jameson sent me that, folks. Blame James Jameson. There he is. Look at this. Go blind. Okay, where are we? We don't want to listen to what Areola said. He was very naughty. He's very naughty in there. Okay.
Did he win? Fine. But don't tell me you're only going to give me 2-3 rounds. Fuck. I'm going to be like Dr. Dre. All y'all can suck. Did he win? Fine. But don't tell me you're only going to give me 2-3 rounds. Fuck. Like Dr. Dre. All y'all can suck my.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Areola. I think we talked about that fight earlier on, and we have to talk about this, just touch on it. Okay, so I think everybody's heard by now. And make sure that you can see what I can see. I think everybody's heard by now. Update. A body in Puerto Rico believed to be that of missing girlfriend of lightweight contender felixverdejo was found on Saturday in a lagoon near San Juan. And apparently they have the latest. Okay, we see that. Okay, there's some comments there. What's the next thing? Yeah, same. Okay, and then next, moving on. Breaking news: lightweight contender felixverdejo has turned himself in to federal authorities on Sunday night on charges of kidnapping and murder. Didn't I just read that? Was it a different one? Don't tell me I've done the same thing twice. No, different people. Okay, so the story behind this, it's very sad. It's very sad. felixverdejo from Puerto Rico is a married man. And he was having he was involved in an extramarital relationship. He didn't want this lady, someone he went to school with, reportedly, and so she knew him. She knew of his situation. She knew he was a married man with a young child. And then during their relationship, extramarital relationship, she became pregnant and she was expecting a child. felixverdejo did not want a child outside of his marriage. Tried to persuade her not to have it. No, but she wanted the child. It is reported that the lady concerned, the victim, went to his family home and confronted him in front of his wife, told his wife that she was pregnant with his child. Long story short, on Saturday night, the body was found, or a few days ago, her body was found in a pond, lake, waterway. She had been shot and bound. So she was killed and then thrown in the water. And that's what we know so far. We haven't heard his side of the story, but I think somebody, an accomplice of his, went to the police and confessed. Must have felt bad about it, so they went into the police and confessed. I there have been rumors that that person who went to the police and confessed was actually his wife, but I have not seen enough documentation on that to say that categorically. So that is the story as it stands. He was having an extramarital relationship. The girl got pregnant, wouldn't get rid of the child, went to his home, confronted his wife, told her she was pregnant, and then she ended up dead. And it appears that at the moment that Felixverdejo is the prime suspect. Khabib.
The evidence just seems overwhelmingly against him here, and obviously you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it just doesn't look good. I'm shocked. I was just shocked to hear this, and this reminds me of a similar situation with Edwin Valero way back in the day when he killed his wife and his child. It's just very sad. It's very disturbing.
Yeah,
and you can't make sense of it. You really just can't make sense of it at all. I mean,
I can make sense of it. I mean, a young man, is married, is a sportsman. It's not unusual. In fact, let's be honest, it's pretty normal for young sportsmen in the prime of their lives, probably haven't reached their prime yet, but in their pump, high testosterone levels, they got the wife and they got a mistress, or maybe two, or maybe three, whatever. They got you can tell how many mistresses one of these cats have got by how many cars they've got normally. So if they got 2 or 3 cars, hey, I'm just making that up. But anyway, so he's doing what young sportsmen do. Does what they do. They have girls on the side.
Yeah,
they call them side pieces.
I can make sense of that, but I just can't make sense of the taking it to that next level.
Never next level.
And that murder, the murder. That's what I can't make sense of.
Irrational thinking, though, B. Irrational thinking. He's a young guy. They're allowed. He's part of the U.S. They're allowed to have guns. It's easy to kill somebody. All I gotta do is kill her, put her in the water. Nobody will ever know. It's a master plan. I got the gun. She won't get rid of the baby. All I gotta do is shoot her and put her in the water, and all my problems go away. B, I think that he felt the weight of the world was coming down on him. Remember, his wife left him. He felt his world was crashing in. He felt it was all over. He couldn't see tomorrow. He couldn't see next year. He couldn't understand that even if his wife does leave him, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be something you'll regret for a long, long time, 20 years, until he stops paying child support. He's gonna regret it for a long time. But there is a tomorrow and there is a next year, and next year is going to be better. I think he got stuck thinking in right now, the moment. Right now, it's a catastrophe. My life's over.
He panicked.
He panicked. My wife's leaving me. Yeah. I love her so much. We've got a little baby. I've seen the pictures. I'm gonna lose everything. My wife's gonna leave me. She's gonna tell my baby. I'm gonna alimony. I'm paying out my ass. She's the love of my life. I love her. I don't care about the side chick. She's not gonna give up the baby. My life's over. And he panicked.
Did the wife leave him before the murder?
Yes.
Okay, because she found out about the affair.
The woman told her, apparently.
And he got so mad that the woman told her that's like retaliation.
Well, the woman told her. That's why she left.
That's why she left. But then he must have gotten obviously upset that she told. But he's more upset with the woman for telling his wife about their affair.
Yeah, in his mind, she's ruined his life.
So this is basically like a revenge murder.
Well, I don't know if it's revenge. I think that he thought if he got rid of the woman, then he got rid of the problem.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But this is murder in the first. He's gonna do some serious time.
Yeah,
he's gonna get life.
Yeah, he's gonna get. If he don't get a long time, it's a long time more life. It's a long time more life.
He's gonna get life.
He's gonna get life. So he thought he was in a bad situation before. Now he's killed a girl that clearly he didn't have too much high regard for. He got her out the way. Thought the problem was solved. The problem's only just begun.
What I'm thinking is do you think he actually did the murder himself, or he hired someone to do it for him?
I think they're saying that that he punched the girl in the face before he shot her. So, but they're saying that he did it, not somebody did it.
Oh, okay.
That he did it.
See,
So-
I mean, that's crazy. Like,
Man.
how could you?
He freaked. He freaked
I
out.
can't. I can't fathom that. You know what I mean? Like,
mad.
that's incomprehensible. It's incomprehensible to me that he would.
To me, I
that
mean, I'm
someone
not
could do
going to
that.
kill her. I'm not going to kill a woman because she's got my baby. She's having my
Yeah.
baby. It might be. Listen, I think most of us, as grown men of the world, have had that. What do you call it? That sinking feeling when a side piece tells you that she's pregnant. That's a horrible sinking feeling.
It's an unexpected pregnancy will cause anxiety in any man. I would.
Yes. Yes.
There's no question about it. No
We've
question.
all been
about it.
sitting at the table, having a good time, taking the girl out for a drink. She probably suggested it. You're thinking, damn, she's looking particularly nice tonight. And you're sitting there with your alcoholic beverage, and you're looking at her and you think, damn, she really looks good. You don't know. It's all been premeditated. The setting's been premeditated. You probably even forgot that it was her idea to go out on that night. And she told you to dress up nice. And then, well, she didn't. She just said, wear that shirt. Oh, this shirt? You like this one? Oh, you think this one looks better on me than that one? Yeah. She says, yeah. And I said, okay. And they put it on and said, yeah, I think she's right. I do look better in this one. And then you go out and you're sitting opposite her. And you just think to yourself, damn. Because she premeditatedly made sure that the makeup was not that much, but it was perfectly done. Just a little bit, just a hint. And then the dress just hugs her contours, just so. And then everything's sweet. And you look at her and you say, damn, she looks nice. And then she said to you, oh, the tone's nice, everything's nice. And you say, oh, I did a pregnancy test. And you say, what? You say, yeah. I think I'm pregnant. And you've got this little smile on your face. You put the smile on your face, but inside, your heart is sinking into your socks. Because you don't want this girl to be pregnant by you. She's not the one. She's not the one. No, this is horrible. But you still got that smile on your face. And you touch her hand because it's what you're supposed to do. And you just hold it and you smile. And you try to make sure you don't push out any form of negativity. Say, wow. You just smile. You don't say much. You just smile. But you think, oh Lord, I hope she's not. I hope she's not. Please, Father. Please, no. Please, no. And then, but still, it's horrible. But still, you don't go for the gun. You don't go, now I'm going to have to kill her. But what if she goes to your wife? What if she goes to your wife? She rocks up on your door and tells your wife, would I rock up if I was having a dalliance with a lady and she was not officially available, but we're still having the dalliance? Would I then turn up at her family home and say, oh, to her husband, yeah, me and your wife, yeah, I've been tapping that. Are you crazy? I'm not going to show up to the man's house and rub his nose in it. I certainly will not. That's crazy. Especially living in a country where there's guns. Not over here, really, but over there. Hell to the no.
Very strict gun laws over in the UK.
Very well, you're not allowed to have them. I mean, farmers can have shotguns, but there was a big massacre. There was a guy, I think his name was Michael. Was it Michael Huntley, who had some machine gun, and it was in a small, sleepy village in the UK. A little small place in the country.
Yeah.
And he went into some hills, I think, or to a school that was opposite a school, and he massacred a bunch of kids. And then new laws were brought in, that were extremely strict on guns. But
No handguns
no
at all.
handguns, no handguns, no handguns. Shotguns for farmers, special licenses for certain people, mainly agriculture and whatnot, surrounding agriculture, but nobody in the city.
You can't own any type of weapon at all. No gun.
I can't go and buy a gun. Well, legally, I can't buy a gun legally. No, and if you're found with one, then it's a prison. That's simple. So we don't have that problem where a man's just gonna run and get a gun.
So there's very few shootings over there.
Very few shootings, and if they are, the shootings are gang related. Yes, it's not.
Is there a lot of illegal guns out there on the street?
I don't know about a lot, but there's enough that there's certain problem areas where there's gunplay.
In your opinion, do you think the strict gun laws have helped with the
reduce? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. If there were no gun laws, then I mean, why do you need guns in this? Why do you need guns anyway?
Because that would make sense to me, that the fewer guns that are in the population, the less shootings there would be. But the pro-gun advocates always try to say, oh, well, it doesn't matter if you make guns harder to get. These people are going to get illegal guns and they're still going to commit the crimes. But why make it easier for them is what I say. Yeah,
I totally agree. The less guns, the better.
I'm not crazy about guns myself. I was in the military and stuff, but I'm still not a crazy gun person.
Yeah, I just think I think if you have a gun around, it's just more. There's more. Look how many kids. I don't know if it's rare, but I keep on hearing about kids who shot another kid.
Oh yeah, accidental shootings. Yeah. Of course.
Keep on hearing about that. That's horrible. And I've heard that there's a statistic. I don't know how true it is, that if you have a gun in the house, somebody is more likely to get hurt. Somebody in the house is more likely to get hurt by a gun.
Listen, if you have a gun in your house, there's more of a chance you're going to use it than obviously if you didn't have a gun in the house, because you would have no chance to use it. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So it's kind of a weird one to me, but I know you're entrenched over there in America. You got to have your guns. You got the NRA.
Yeah.
They're staunch. They're staunch, and they have big political backing, don't they?
Well, here's the crazy thing. They allow people to buy assault rifles here, like AR-15s. And I'm like, why the hell would you need an AR-15? That's a murder. That's a murdering military. That's a weapon. That's a military weapon.
That's a military grade murder tool. Why would you need a machine gun? And because of the NRA and their political influence and what have you, you just can't get rid of them. I'm sure that there must be a lot of Americans who are in favor of banning those assault rifles.
I am. I don't think there's a need for an AR-15 in a household.
What the hell? It's not the zombie apocalypse. If it was the zombie apocalypse, I could understand. But a little regular Walter PPK would be sufficient for the Raphie.
I can understand maybe a handgun, but even then, I'm just not crazy about that either.
I'm not mad about it. I'm
not really crazy about guns.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it at all. James Jameson returns. James, you missed the slow-mo action. Your boy, Innocent Parker, got a Molly whopping. Not only that, James, Derek Chisora was the more skillful of the two in there. Watch the show back, and we have the clips in slow motion in between the conversation. So it's nothing predetermined. We just went back and forth. And your boy Innocent Parker took a shellacking and missed with most of his shots, whereas Chisora had a higher land rate. Chisora outscored your man, and he out-hustled your man. He out-fought your man. He out-thought your man. Chisora was the more skillful man in that ring on that night. James Jameson, we chopped it up. You go back, my friend, and look at it at your leisure. I just watched it once. Chizzy was wow. Chizzy was extremely skillful. We just had it in slow-mo. And Chizzy made Parker look like you score for a shoulder shot. Shoulder shot, no. Yeah, Chisora was the more skillful guy in there. Scroll back an hour when we finish and check it out. Check it out. Back of the head, absolutely not. We're talking about scoring shots on the face, not the head, the face and the torso. The chest shots, the hip shots, not the hip shots, the shots to the oblique, the ribs. He schooled your boy. He put a schooling. He put a schooling on Joseph Parker. He made Joseph Parker look like a geriatric with arthritis. Yeah, real talk. And so, is there something I want to say other than that? Oh yeah, what's this here? Timothy Thomas, Mr. Dawkins, do you write books? Can we suggest any form of experience? What do you mean? Can we suggest any form of experience? Yeah,
we've all had girl troubles before in the past. I mean,
yeah.
What do you mean? I think we all can relate to that experience.
Yeah, totally. I just remember one particular occasion when a girl told me that she was pregnant and I really didn't want it to be. I really didn't want to have a baby with her. She was not, I didn't think she was suitable. And it was, of course, it's a lesson because you're saying to yourself, yeah, because this just means what I always knew, what you always taught. Don't put yourself in a situation where a girl you don't want to have a baby with might be having your baby. You know, that kind of, I always knew that. It's common sense, but it was a slap in the face. It's not that the girl was terrible. Not that she was terrible. She was a gorgeous girl. She was a nice girl, but I just didn't think she was together enough at that time, you know.
Some women, you can just get the sense that, you know what, I don't think this girl is going to be a good mother.
That's what I'm saying.
You could just get the sense.
That's what I'm saying, man. Not to my child. Couldn't do that. Couldn't do that. It's hard. Fortunately, it was a negative, but I'm very careful with these things. So that hasn't happened frequently with a woman that I didn't want to, you know. But my heart was in my throat. I know it's happened to so many guys, and I didn't want to be a guy who had a baby with a woman that he didn't want to have a baby with. That was real scary. And I can understand this guy get freaking out, but not to that extent. He's mad. He just lost it. He just lost it. And you see, this is why I was talking about guns, because when you have guns available, you might not sleep on it. And then you've done something, and a bullet is so irreversible.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
You have to ask yourself: was that a licensed gun or was it an illegal gun?
Well, that's a good question. Because Puerto Rico is they took it into as an American state now. I'm imagining that it wouldn't be a problem for him to have a legal gun. It'd be stupid for him to use a legal gun, but I would imagine it would be an illegal gun because you're not going to use your legal gun to murder somebody, presumably.
Yeah.
But I would imagine it's an American state, so I imagine that guns aren't difficult to get hold of in American states. So yeah, sanity. He lost his mind. He lost his damn mind. I don't know if there's, it's going to come out that he has a history of erratic behavior. I don't think I've heard that before. Or did he just lose his sanity? It's crap. But he clearly didn't want to have a baby with this lady, and he just did it all wrong. He did it all wrong. He's a young guy. He made a terrible, terrible mistake, and he's going to be paid a terribly high price for it. You know what? Side pieces. Listen, I'm going to say it now. He probably called that girl a side piece. And if you have an extra girl, if you have a girl who your real girl doesn't know about, then you probably call that lady a side piece too. What the lady did was absolutely crazy. To go to the man's home and tell his wife that I'm having a baby that belongs to your husband, that's certainly not, that's outrageous. That's as outrageous as me going to a man's door and saying, hey, I'm tapping your wife. Been tapping her for 6 months now. The ass is sweet. It's ridiculous. even if you can slap the man around, you still wouldn't do that. Certain things you just don't do. And what she did is something you just don't do. But should she pay for her life for it? Of course, absolutely not. Of course not. Of course not. But you can't not acknowledge that what she did was crazy, can you? Can you just sweep down to the carpet, Beeb?
Absolutely not. You know, she's trying to ruin someone's family.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What she did was, listen, she was a side piece. She was a side piece. A side piece cannot come to your home and try to ruin your family. That's not part of the deal. You stay, you have your role, you have your position, and if you don't like it, then stop being my side piece.
Well, then the side, this is the thing though. A side piece, more often than not, doesn't always want to stay the side piece. They have the delusions of grandeur in their mind that I could take this guy from his wife, make him leave her for me.
Yeah,
and that's just what a lot of times that's what the end game is for these women.
That's what the long game is. That's what the long game is. She went to his house. James Jameson says, "What's the story? Breaking news: lightweight contender Felixverdejo has turned himself into the federal authorities on Sunday night on charges of kidnapping and murder." I'm not going to go over the whole story, James, but when you scroll back to see how innocent, how terrible, when you scroll back to see how terrible innocent Parker was, then you will get the fullness of the story will come out. We should have a second amendment here. Puerto Rico is not an American state. Is that right? Are you sure? Because they said it was the FBI were investigating. I thought it was an American state. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, they're not technically an American state, but
an American dependent or something like that.
Yeah, they're kind of dependent on America. In other words,
yeah.
They have
There's some American because the FBI investigated it. So I'm thinking there's some American dependency going on there.
Yeah.
So that's it, B. But to me, the lady was a side piece. That's what they called. That's what they called a side piece when you got a wife or you've got a stable woman and you got a hidden woman on the side, and as a side piece. There's certain things you don't do. You don't turn up to the man's house. You don't tell his wife that you're pregnant with his child. You do not do that. People can get killed for that. They shouldn't, but they can. And that has happened. Do I condone it? Absolutely not. But all I'm saying is that you have to look at what she did, and what she did was crazy.
Here's the status on Puerto Rico. So the political status of Puerto Rico is that it's an unincorporated territory of the United States. As such, the island of Puerto Rico is neither a sovereign nation nor a U.S. state. So basically, Puerto Ricans have been, they are considered U.S. citizens, though, since 1917, and can move freely between the island and the mainland.
Wow.
As it is not a state, Puerto Rico does not have a vote in the U.S. Congress, which governs it under the Puerto Rican Federal Regulations Act of 1950. So they're considered a territory of the United States, but they're not a sovereign nation, nor are they a state. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So if a Puerto Rican citizen is born in Puerto Rico, they're an American citizen. In addition to being United States nationals, people born in Puerto Rico are both citizens of the United States and citizens of the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico. So yeah, I mean, the United States does own Puerto Rico, but they're not a state. They're their own, but they're not a nation either. So they're considered a territory.
Yeah. I hear that. Mr. Dawkins, I admire your honesty. I would not know what to do. We're talking about the pregnancy. Well, I couldn't do anything. I just had to. What could I do? You just smile. You just smile and pretend that you're supportive. And you think, how am I going to get out of this? And thank the good Lord. No, false alarm, because Raphie's very careful. Terrible situation. The lady was crazy to do what she did. If it's true that she went to the man's home and told his wife that I'm pregnant with your husband's child, knowing that the wife hadn't long had a child, and now she's turned his life upside down and did the wrong thing.
Very
did the right,
sad.
and he's
Very
going to
sad.
pay a heavy price for it. Heavy, very heavy price. And you know something, the Beeb, I think we've done it. It's been a cracking show. It's
Yeah.
been an absolute epic, and I was glad that you came over so we could have some laughs over here and a little bit of chat.
Absolutely. I had a great time. H Money, too many cappuccinos tonight, but I still love him.
H Money, hey, he's a crazy guy, but he's a good guy. I like him.
I like him.
Beeb, obviously people know where they can see you, the Ringside Reporter with Joe Habib. And Beeb, thank you very much, my good man. And we speak again. Oh, something I've been meaning to do. Where are you? Are you in the chat? Write something in the chat, Beeb. Just write something in the chat before you go. Just say I am here or something of that description.
All right, let me open up. I have to open it up in a different window.
Matter. It don't matter. It's patient. We're patient over here.
Okay.
We've been here for now.
I am here. Here we go.
Where is he? Oh, it's going to take about 10 seconds. Raphie is like a panda. He shoots and leaves. Where is that? That is utterly crazy. And where are we now? Okay. It's something I forgot to do. Beeb has given me the courtesy of a modship at his place, and I think it's only fair that I reciprocate, but I never remember. So, Beeb, you have been honored now. You are being anointed with a modship. Probably hasn't turned blue yet.
Okay.
But next time you write something, it will be in blue. And
thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Hey, Beeb, it's always a pleasure.
All right, man.
Talk again real soon, Beeb.
All right. Good night. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.
Okay. So, where is that? Raphie is like a panda. Eat, shoots, and leaves. Well, it's funny you should say, great show, Raphie, and panel. Yeah, I got to thank everybody. Yeah, exactly. Great stuff. I got to thank everybody for coming over. It was an epic show. We had all the ingredients that I know you guys like. You know, I had a little bit of madness. But the big revelation tonight when we watched that fight in slow-mo, had that thing playing. What was that? Why did that come out? What was I looking for? Oh, yeah, I know what I was looking for. The Raphie. Getting a bit forgetful. Where are we? Let me show you. Let me show you something before you leave. Nobody leave. Nobody move. Nobody get hurt. What is that? What do I want to show? I know exactly what I want to show you. So let's do it. Is that? No, it's the wrong one, isn't it? Oh, it's the right one. Is it the wrong one or the right one? This one cracked me up. Yeah, can I share that? Of course I can share that. We have the ability. Let's have a look. Let's see what you see. It's funny that you should mention panda, because a panda, Kung Fu Panda, is in my last video, is in my Andy Ruiz video. Where does the panda come in, bro? I edited it wrong. I did some strange edit, or I thought I edited it correctly, but I edited things out that I wanted in and edited things in that I wanted out. It was quite bizarre. I don't know what happened, but it did happen. So there is the panda. I was thinking about buying a dog, but now I'm thinking about buying a panda. But I've heard they're an endangered species. Raphie, notoriously bad score. Hey, hell no. I think what you will see when you scroll back, if you see the slow-mo, my friend, the slow-mo tells it all. Joseph Parker was missing with with the majority of the shots. Matter of fact, he rarely got a square shot in. So James Jameson, I'm afraid, innocent Parker lost. I was thinking about buying a dog. Now I might just buy a panda instead. Have you seen them teeth? Have you seen the size of the teeth? Could you bite through a piece of bamboo like that? Put some respect on the Kung Fu Panda's name. Put some respect on it. Put some respect on it. They look so nice and cuddly, don't they? Look at that. Look how nice they look. Look at that. You could just stroke the brow there. Look at the canines on that. Who needs a dog? Let's get a panda. Okay, I'd like to say thanks to everybody who came through. I can't remember every name. Can I? I can try. I can try. An error occurred. What, is there an error? Can you not see me? Can you not see me? Well, it's okay. Because it's the Raphie Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. It's the comments. It's the shares. And it is the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's Raphie Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. Can I try and remember everybody who came through? Okay, so it was the H Monet. It was the babe. Can you still see me? Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Oh, hello. What? Hello? It's saying that an error has occurred over there. Is it done? Are we here? Can you? Oh, we're back now. Okay. I don't know what that was all about. Hold on. Okay. Oh, that's not what the problem is. I hope it's not that. Okay. So, yes. You know who you all are. It's the Raphie Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the... Your wife ain't got a sign, please. Okay, it's the Raphie Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. You missed a lot, Audi alias. You missed a lot. NRA must have got me. They came after me, but they missed. They missed. I should have got their scopes right. They didn't do it right. Okay. So we had the H Monet. We had the... Trying to remember everybody in order. We had the... Oh, James. Thank you, James. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for coming by. We had the James. We had H Money, James. Who came in after James? A lot of people. A lot of people. I can't remember them more, but there was the Iron Kong. There was the Fight Doctor. Oh, yes, the ERF Boxing. And, of course, the Beeb. Is that everybody? Have I missed anybody? I hope I haven't missed anybody. But it was a great show. It was an epic show. Mondays can be a bit sluggish at times, but we had a great time. Even did overtime without even feeling uncomfortable. In the uncomfortable seating position. Didn't even have to stand up to get relaxed today. It was a nice flow. Covered a lot of things, but most of all, one thing we know is that Joseph Parker, without a shadow of a doubt, lost by a considerable margin. Go ahead, go watch that fight again. Do it like we did in slow-mo. I don't believe in rewatching fights and rescoring them, but we just had the slow-mo going, and it was shocking what we saw. Joseph Parker could barely correct. Yeah? So we've learned that. Thank you to one and all. People say that my outros are longer than some people's videos, and it's true. I'm just not very good at saying goodbye. But that's what we have to do. Raphie ain't good at saying goodbye. But hey, let's just say au revoir. It's Raphie Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. It's the comments. It's the shares. And it's the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. And don't forget the beats. Have you heard these beats? Can you hear it? Ain't it funky now? Ain't it funky now? Blessed.